WMIX on your radio at AM 940 and online at WMIXsports.com. Rams Baseball is presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ren Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto, Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, Raising a Hospital, Raising the Bar, Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, and also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Sarah Staley, your country financial agent, Heartland Accounting, and by Central Christian Church. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the WMIX Sports mobile studios for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. Rams pregame show starts now.
And good afternoon from Brennan Klein Memorial Field. Today we have the 15-5 Mount Vernon Rams and the 7-4 Central Cougars. Good afternoon once again. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside for your Landers Collision Center's pregame show here on AM 940 and online today at WMIXsports.com. It's a battle that's been ensuing long since we can remember between the Rams and the Cougars, and of course the Rams traveled to Clinton County last year, got a 10-run rule at least win. I don't remember if it was 5 or 6 innings last year, but they were on the road in Clinton County, back home here in 2013 against a Central team that did not get to play Carlisle yesterday in Cahokia Conference play. It'll put their 7-4 mark on the line against a Mount Vernon team that's really seemed to have found their identity over the past couple of weeks.
Played a lot better yesterday, defensively especially. Got a great pitching performance from Brock Fulkerson, and put those two things together, you get a nice win against a rival in conference play. Now the key today, can they turn that magic around mentally today, because it might be a little harder to get up for Breese Central knowing that Altoff awaits tomorrow on the road.
Of course, we saw that thing happen a week ago when the Mascoutah Indians came to town right after a big win against Conference foe Triad. The Rams, of course, able to have their way with them. We hope not the case, obviously, here today with the Central Cougars and the Mount Vernon Rams. This is your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Landers Collision Centers didn't just expand in Mount Vernon, they expanded their service. After your next collision, ask about free detailing as long as you own your car. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. With Danny Czerwinski, I'm Chris Hugo. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about this matchup and the Central Cougars here on Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
I'm Michael Stack with a look at your next round weather. Cloudy, warm, and a bit humid with a shower or a thunderstorm this afternoon's high near 80. A shower or thunderstorm could continue into this evening. Otherwise, cloudy, breezy, warm, and a bit humid. Tonight's low 66. Cloudy, windy, warm, and humid with strong. 2 severe thunderstorms crossing through the evening, especially late. The high 76 to 80 Thursday. Next round weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
The technology in the 2013 Ford Fusion keeps you connected with the world and with your car. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. Available sync with My Ford Touch allows you to keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road while you play your favorite music. Control the interior climate, make or receive phone calls, and receive turn-by-turn directions. The new suspension system delivers a smooth ride, and for peace of mind, the available intelligent all-wheel drive system gives you traction when you need it most. Already affordable, drive away in a 2013 Ford Fusion for only $20,995 when you finance through Ford Motor Credit. Come see one of our associates at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, or see our entire inventory online at fordsquare.com.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we welcome you back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field, your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside on AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. Today it's the Central Cougars and the Mount Vernon Rams. Rams, of course, off a big 2-0 shutout victory over the Centralia Orphans yesterday. Today the Cougars have the Cahokia Conference come to town. Of course, they were 2-2 in that Cahokia Conference, 7-4 overall, and just always a great 2A test are the Central Cougars.
Well, and quality sports program, both boys and girls sides. Obviously, success in girls volleyball as well as girls basketball. Of course, the boys won the basketball state title a year ago. This baseball team's made trips to sectional finals and things like that along that line. Very successful, of course, playing in the Cahokia Conference, where that conference has a lineage of state trophies in so many different sports on both sides. This Central team coached very well by Kevin Kraft. They're very fundamentally know what they're doing. And this will be a tough test here for Mount Vernon this afternoon.
Well, a tough test indeed. You take a look at Central's schedule along the way. A lot of mixture of 2A and 3A teams as their opponents. You look at some of their losses. And the Highland Bulldogs, a 3-0 loss there. And, of course, lost the doubleheader to Mascoutah on Saturday, 4-2 and 3-2. And if those are their losses, and you take a look at some of their wins, they beat Freeburg earlier in the year in conference play. This is a team that is going to be tested up and down their schedule when weather will allow them to get games in, but certainly not afraid to play anybody as they'll take on the T-Towns, the Nashvilles, and the Altops of the world as well.
Well, they also have that field over there, too, the grass infield and a tarp, and even with that, they weren't able to get in. You look down the line, they're also going to jump in against Altos on the 22nd of this month. They'll play Greensville in a doubleheader, another good team, and at Modern Day on May 6th. So they, too, play a variety of games and a variety of people from 1A to 3A on their schedule.
Well, Matt, they do it a tough schedule indeed. Meanwhile, the Mount Vernon Rams are 15-5 here on the 2013 campaign. Most recently, the sweep, of course, the doubleheader on Saturday against the defending 1A state champion St. Anthony Bulldogs. But you take a look at yesterday's game, the 2-0 complete game shutout by Brock Fulkerson. A two-hitter and an impressive performance by the team all around defensively. And you're certainly hoping that with a game scheduled, weather permitting, against Altoff on the road tomorrow at Whitey Herzog Field at Citizens Park, you're certainly hoping that this isn't a trap game or a letdown today.
That's the whole thing is, as a staff, you got to get your kids' heads in this one. Of course, the players all got out here, and there was a big rain shower earlier on, about 3:15, 3:30. So you go through your mindset, geared up to play, then it rains, and you don't know if you're going to play. Then they get the field ready, you got to go again. Factored in with that big win and an hour and 24 minutes over Centralia, it's going to be very tough for the staff here to keep the 16, 17, 18-year-old heads into the ballgame.
Tough indeed, but they're up for the challenge. The Mount Vernon Rams and the Central Cougars coming your way today. And, of course, we'll have those starting lineups for you in just a moment, presented by Central Christian Church. This is your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Landers Collision Centers now offers premium detailing. Also ask about how you can have free detailing as long as you own your car. Next time you have collision work done at Landers Collision Centers, Mount Vernon and Salem, call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski here on your pregame show. The Rams set to battle the Central Cougars today on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures hovering around the 80-degree mark. But as Danny said, things a little more humid now. The storm that passed through is a brief storm. A little bit of hail, east-side, came through at about 3:25 was the time. And we were all standing out here in the third base dugout waiting for it to pass because it was one of those you looked at the radar, of course not in real time, not sure what was going to happen, but you could see it come across the interstate, come across the adjacent field, and very thankful to be getting this one in as the sun came out from behind the clouds immediately after the storm was over and drive the field pretty quickly.
Next 24 hours, a very stormy time or more here in southern Illinois, and it's that time of year. It is spring, and then, of course, it's going to be cold enough Saturday morning, eventually to frost. So some of the buds and early vegetation may take a hit Saturday morning, but it's that time of year, and these two teams, obviously Central would like to get a game in, not a lot in this week so far. Mount Vernon, the ability to get one in. So these two teams, if they can play, they got to play and get games in because, you know, the weather, not like last spring where everybody got to play just about every game they wanted to. This year you have some rainouts along the way, and, of course, with another month left, you know you're going to have maybe several more the way the weather's set forecast.
Oh, certainly. Not sure how the weather's going to shake out through the rest of April and into May. Rams are down 2 games thus far. Of course, they were very fortunate now that they played 20 games, but still the 2 that were lost last week with Harrisburg and Cahokia. The Cahokia game allegedly to be made up on Tuesday. No makeup announced for the Harrisburg game. You assume you're probably not going to get that one in as the schedule at Rimon Park will tighten up, especially as the minors start to play coming in May. And you kind of wonder if they're going to be able to get those games replaced along the way, but the schedule in May lines up a little bit. Maybe they can get some games in.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And, you know, you've obviously got to get your 10 conference games in. You can't schedule but 25 other games other than that because it's a 35-game limit. And then, of course, you figure in pitching and scheduling and other teams' conference play as well. So it's now, between now and then, ADs and baseball coaches, if they need games, are going to be calling each other, and you'll see some teams add a couple of games, maybe lose a couple of games to get conference games in as well.
Well, we'll see what happens. And, of course, you look at teams like the Rams that have played 20. This will only be game number 12 for the Central Cougars, and you take a look at the pounding the Metro East has taken from a precipitation standpoint over the course of this spring, and many having had canceled due to they suffered from that winter storm that came through a little bit later in March. And so you take a look at what they've lost thus far, and you hope that a team like that's going to need that testing into the postseason can pick things up. But you take a look at the Central Cougars over and over and over again, and you're certainly expecting a great matchup today.
And you are. And both teams, obviously, they want to get this in and see where they go. And, of course, Breese Central likes it. They get to play a team that's a little bit bigger on the schedule than they are, being a 2A school, and they'll get to play a 3A Rams team. And this one will start closer to on time than yesterday's 10-minute early start. But, you know, here we go, and it's baseball time. The umpire's here and ready to go.
Of course, a partly cloudy, windy day, temperature around 80 degrees as we'll get started here in the next few moments. From Brennan Klein Memorial Field, Rams baseball, as always, is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland as we wrap up your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Don't forget, Landers Collision Centers can fix that small fender bender or major collision on any size vehicle, and now they can detail it too. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. 1-888-Landers. And, of course, we need to get to know the Central batting order. Not many confusing names this time. I know normally you think of Clinton County. There's some German influence there that might impact a name or two, but these are all pretty straightforward.
Leading off, shortstop will be Justin Becker, followed by the pitcher Kelvin Lake. Batting third baseman Luke Jackson. The catcher in the cleanup spot, Louis Perez. Batting fifth at first, Austin Rickoff. Batting sixth and left, Joey Dormeyer. Batting seventh at second, Dakota Auer. Batting eighth, right fielder Tanner Emming. And batting ninth, center fielder Greg Meyer for Kevin Krass, Breese Central Cougars.
Of course, you can discover the excitement at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. They offer exciting worship experiences packed with energy, relevant teaching, and awesome programming for children and youth. Log on to thenewcentral.com for service times, webcasts, and more information. The umpires, of course, meeting with the head coaches at home plate. We'll get underway here in just a moment. Probably get started closer on time. It's about 4:28 now. Should get started right around that 4:30 mark as we'll see Becker, Lake, and Jackson to start it for the Cougars in the top half of the first. The Rams are going to rely upon Tyler Morgan today, 1-0, though he's only started the one game. He's made 5 appearances this year, 2.93 ERA. Hoping to get good things out of the junior hurler. Catching him will be the junior catcher, Thomas Weber, today. Colin Young, of course, will be your DH. You'll get to know the batting order here in the bottom half of the first inning for the Rams. But it'll be Sawyer Harrison at third, Matthew Williams at shortstop, Hayden Panitsky gets to start at second today with Trevor Flota getting the day off. Colt Metter at first base, and out in the outfield will be Pat Bradford in the left, Landon Thomas as usual on center, and Jake Pike continues his strong showing out in right field. So that's your Rams defense today. We introduce you to the Central Cougar batting order, and we look to get started here in just a moment on what is a beautiful day now that the rains have come and gone.
It should stay that way. They should be able to get this game in. Wind blowing straight out to left and left center, though in this day and age the bats aren't going to jump them out like they used to. So jet stream out that way. Still fly ballpark today, but somebody may be able to get on one and hit one out via the wind.
We'll see what happens. And, of course, don't forget you can follow us on the Twitterverse. We are at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well. We have a YouTube channel. Find it all at WMIXSports.com, as well as relive yesterday's win against the Centralia Orphans. You can find it on our archives page. We hope you'll check out the WMIXSports.com site for all your score needs day in and day out, as long as there are local sporting events in the area. And, of course, the Rams take the field wearing their all-black tops with orange numerics trimmed in white and orange trim down the sides. Both teams wearing gray pants today, thankfully, as the Central Cougars will have their purple tops on with white trim and white numerics trimmed in black. Always like the color purple. Play a lot of teams with that as their primary color. You think of Mascoutah and Harrisburg and Central, among others.
Arcola.
There we go. Other teams that wear purple are plentiful. Yep. Can't think of them right now.
Harrisburg. Them now.
Yeah. I'm missing somebody else that's even on the schedule. That's the sad part about it. Of course, when I look down the aforementioned schedule on Max Preps from the WMIX Sports iPad, Civic.
Mm-hmm.
Civic, what are they? Eagles.
Yeah. They had the LSU look-like uniforms.
Oh, that's right. Who had the, 70s A's? Was that Matt Doon?
Yep.
All right. Central's unis are a little bit sharper than some of the other purple ones you'll see. And, of course, as we're about ready to go from Brendan Klein Memorial Field, we're going to get started maybe about 4:31 by the time the first pitch is thrown. Have to get the official game ball back in here after it was thrown into the outfield. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. We appear courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Tickets aside, we'll make that one up here in just a little bit. It'll be a right-handed batter, Justin Becker, to start here in the top half of the first inning. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast thus far on WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting, as it is the bottom of the 4 o'clock hour. Then we're going to get started here in just a moment. Usually getting used to and accustomed to the start of about 4:15, 4:20, and today we start about a minute late, allowing plenty of folks to find their way in. First pitch is going to be popped up just behind us. It'll be a quick strike to Becker, who falls behind 0-1, with Blake and Jackson to follow here in the top half of the first.
It'll be tough to know what Breese Central's going to do offensively today. Or defensively.
0-1. Going to be a softly hit ground ball to Williams. It's short, picks it up, fires across the dime, and that's a great scoop by Colton Metter, and the 6-3 is your first out.
Breese Central wearing the wristbands, much like a quarterback would do in football, with a colored label. I see red, yellow, blue, green, and white, and I'm sure that's for offense, defense, base running. They will call out colors, numbers, letters, combinations. That's something new and a new fad in the world of softball and baseball.
Good pickup as Lake will stand in. The left-handed batter takes one in the dirt from the junior, Tyler Morgan. Right-hander, 1-0 on the season, of course. He's made one start. He's made 5 appearances. Pitched pretty effectively thus far for the Rams. So 1-0 coming. Here it comes down the middle, and it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike to Lake. Here with Jackson on deck in the top half of the first inning. No score from the King City. Glad to have you with us on a beautiful sunny afternoon as we've gotten the rain out of the way, we hope. Still some cells threatening and could pop up as the 1-1 will be fouled back. And falling behind now is Lake, 1-2.
The wristbands are a softball thing. Started out, I heard this about 3 or 4 years ago. Some of the major Division I softball teams are using it. A lot of baseball teams using it now, so you can stay away from signs.
Here comes the 1-2. Ground ball to second base. It'll find Hayden Paninsky. He'll gobble it up, fire over to first base in time, and 4-3 will be your second out as Luke Jackson will stand in.
The thing about it is you can change day to day. You don't stay with it if you want to. You can change the colors up, change the numbers, situations up. So something that goes around, but you also have to have a baseball team that can obviously look down and read and in situations and know all that stuff too. Of course, riding a bus, you give it to them on the bus on the way over, and you go over it with them, and it's done. But it's an intricate system that goes away from the traditional sign giving and stealing that kind of goes on the gamesmanship of the game of baseball.
Certainly interesting to think about, an interesting perspective. It's going to come inside. First pitch to Jackson about belt high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes from Tyler Morgan. It seems like the game is evolving in so many different ways. I mean, we've had the bats change. We've had, in softball, we've had the circle move back as the 1-0 quickly begets 2-0 as it misses high to Jackson. And
the other thing, the other thing, too, is a lot of teams are going away from the traditional round infield to get more reps on the field before a game, too.
True. As the 2-0 is going to catch low and inside 2-1. So what you're seeing now, especially in the game of softball, instead of them throwing over to first or throwing back to a coach, just having those little tubs out there, and they're dropping the ball right into those. 2-1 coming. Misses away to the right-hander, and falling behind the count, pitcher Morgan 2, the third baseman Jackson 3-1.
First time I saw that was the University of Alabama softball team, and in Carterville softball followed that up. Fallon did that as well, does it as well as softball.
That they do. 3-1 coming, and that is going to catch the outside corner. Jackson thought he had a 2-out walk, and it'll be a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 outs. Scoreless top half of the first. In case you're just joining us, of course, we got started at 16:31 military time. That's 4:31 p.m. As we await the make or break, here it comes on the full count. That's going to catch low, and that's going to be a called third strike. 1, 2, 3 in order go the Cougars here at the top of the first. We head to the bottom half, no score. This is Ranch Baseball from WMIX Sports.
With 2 new hospitals, trusted physicians, and dedicated staff, it's clear that our local healthcare industry is helping to make our community stronger every day. Hi, I'm Terry Prosize, a commercial lender and healthcare banking specialist at Community First Bank. I'm putting over 20 years of healthcare and business experience to work for our medical community and local businesses. Whether you have an expanding physician practice, an existing business, or hoping to start a new business, I have the financial prescription for you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dixon, Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've just got to see the new Chevy Sonic at Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. The Sonic gets an estimated 40 miles per gallon on the highway. The Sonic features a 5-star safety rating. It's very affordable. Right now, you can get a rebate up to $1,000. And with a full factory warranty backed by a service department that is second to none, why buy used? Get your Chevy Sonic today at Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field. We head to the home half of the first. No score against the Central Cougars, but we need to beat the Mount Vernon Rams.
Leading off, Jake Pike, followed by Landon Thomas and Colin Young. And the cleanup spot will be Colton Metter, followed by Pat Bradford and Matthew Williams. Sawyer Harrison will bat seventh, followed by Thomas Weber and Hayden Zielinski for the Mount Vernon Rams.
And, of course, Kellen Lake will be your pitcher for the Cougars, a right-hander. No stats to speak of on him just yet. Still working on those. But you take a look at defensively for the Cougars. It'll be Perez behind the plate. Luke Jackson, Justin Becker, Dakota Auer, and Austin Rickoff are your infield from third to first. Joey Domeyer, Trevor Hemming are your corner outfielders, with Greg Meyer getting the start out there in center for Central. And, of course, the Rams will lead it off with Pike, Thomas, and Young. No scores. We head to this bottom half of the first inning. See what the Rams are able to accomplish here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. If you're tired of big corporate banking, of course, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home, and Dick's Woodlawn, Mount Vernon, and Ida. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Boy, now that storm has already blown through. It is a nice, beautiful, sunny day afternoon.
Working out well. Won't be so lucky tomorrow, it doesn't look like.
Nope. No, sir. Here comes the first pitch from Lake. It's going to come inside to the left-handed batter, Pike. He'll get ahead in the count to start. 1 ball and no strikes. Of course, the Rams beat Centralia yesterday 2-0. A big South 7 Conference matchup helps put the Rams back in the driver's seat along with the Orphans in the South 7. Hunt, as this one's going to be a rope in the right center field. Pike's aboard. He might get two. He's going to round first, headed for second base. Near the wall, finally Meyer comes up with it. That's a good leadoff double for Jake Pike.
Yeah, pulled into the gap, and you saw two outfielders turn their backs, and all you could see was their numbers on the back of the jersey. In these deep recesses of the power alleys here at this ballpark, you know, that's going to turn into a double to speedy Jake Pike.
Of course, Blake is making his 4th appearance on the year. No record, but he has a 1.75 ERA and 12 innings pitched. Has 10 strikeouts compared to 7 walks. He's allowed 5 runs, only 3 of them earned. So they'll bring another lefty, Landon Thomas, RBI chance with nobody out, and he's going to sit one near the same spot. Meyer will be on the run, unable to come up with it as he leaps. Pike's going to be waved around third, headed for home. Thomas is on his horse, headed for third base. Meanwhile, Meyer lays out there in center field. It's going to be 1-0 Rams on the RBI triple.
I'm really concerned right now for Meyer because I'm concerned of the fact that he may have buckled his knee out there, and he is down on both knees.
Of course, and in talking to Coach before the game, he indicated he only has 2 subs today, so depth is not going to be a premium here for the Cougars. An RBI triple for Landon Thomas is how it's going to go into our book, and a 1-0 Ram lead as Pike comes around to score. So 2 early base hits, but the Rams in the driver's seat here in this one. But we certainly hope, as Carrie Hammond, of course, is going to make her way out there as well. You're certainly blessed to have someone like her here on a day-to-day basis in the Ortho Center as well, of course. They are Rams sponsors. We appreciate them, but we more appreciate their expert tutelage in situations such as these. They're going to check on Mr. Meyer out there in center field, and we certainly hope that he is going to be okay. Early indication may be that we might have some.
Well, I'm just saying this. When he went back and jumped from our angle, even though the outfield slopes down behind the infield, it looked to me like his knee buckled or his ankle gave way or something. We hope it's not anything serious, but boy, when he didn't get up and go, it told me something was going on.
Well, it's certainly going to be slightly slicker in the grassy areas with that rain that came through at about 3:25. It came through and it pounded. It rained hard for the time that it did rain with a little bit of pea-sized hail. And it was enough to soak the infield, but luckily the dirt pretty well cleared up. But you take a look at the outfield, and knowing that it is wet in some spots already due to some leakage from some of the sprinkler heads out there, and certainly on any type of jump or dive, it's going to be very interesting once you come down.
Well, and he's getting up out there now. He is standing up, which is a good sign. Think about baseball and other than basketball, he didn't have to come out. But right now, limping not badly on his left leg, is walking off under his own power. From where he's at, it'll take him a while to get to the dugout because it's a long way to right center here at Brendan Klein Field.
You'll have that in a park as steep as this one. Of course, right now you have a 1-0 ball game as this break in the action is powered by the Medicine Shop. TMS Mobility and Rehab for all of your standard and custom mobility needs. 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. But you take a look at this Ram lineup, and knowing that they have the power to certainly drive the ball, they've done that back-to-back on the first two batters of the ball game, and lead 1-0 here in the bottom half of the first, and walking a little bit better now.
He's got a little gimp to his giddy-up because he's not...
Of course, you can walk well all you want. It's about how you're going to be able to turn on that knee or whatever body part that definitely was on his leg.
It looks like maybe a knee, maybe tweaked it a little bit. Obviously, he is not feeling 100%, so he'll come out of the game. Will Meyer. And there'll be switcheroos going on here. Number 5 is heading in somewhere.
5 was your second baseman. I have a feeling he will end up in center field.
Okay. The way he's looking.
3, as we look on your roster, Kleckner will be your new second baseman.
Okay. He will sub in for Meyer, obviously.
Yep.
So Meyer didn't even get the bat.
Sadly not. We certainly hope that he is going to be okay, as that'll give us a bit of a delay, but at that point, you really just hope the young man is going to be fine. So with the runner on third, that'll bring in the designated hitter, Colin Young, and the Rams with back-to-back extra base hits take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first inning. So Kleckner will come in at second base. I believe that to be the pronunciation anyway.
And now the infield will come in with nobody out and a runner at third here. Central realizing the toughness of the situation.
Here comes the first pitch to Young, and that's going to tail down and in. For a 1-0 count to Collin with one on and nobody out here in the bottom half of the first. It's already seen the Rams score the first run of the ballgame. Meanwhile, the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. 1-0 pitch is going to be outside and low. 2 balls, no strikes to Colin Young. And, of course, King City Chrysler Center has the express lane, fast oil changes, and more service. No appointment necessary. Get your oil changed right there at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. 2-0 the count on Young with a runner on third. Nobody out. That's going to be a call strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Okay. All that aside, Lake gets set out of the stretch. The right-hander will fire, and that one's going to be smoked right back up the middle. Coming around to score will be Landon Thomas, and back-to-back-to-back base hits to get it started for the Rams. They take an early 2-0 lead.
There's some thunder over yonder. Thunder off the bat of Colin Young as well.
So that'll bring up Colton Metter, batting .379 here on this 2013 campaign. Leads the team in hitting. 17 runs batted in. Going to be a tough task, but Young has some wheels off of first base. Not going to throw behind him as the first pitch misses low to Metter, and it's a quick 1-0 count on the hot-hitting Colton Metter. Has a pair of doubles and a pair of triples here on this 2013 season. Only 7 runs scored. Gets stranded on base a lot as he'll take another one low, and it's 2-0. You can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well. YouTube. You can find it all at WMIXsports.com. Young with a nice little lead off at first base. 2-0 pitch is going to come home. This one will be ripped to the left field for a base hit. We'll see where Holloway sends Young. He's going to keep him at second. And back-to-back-to-back. Either way, 4 consecutive base hits to open it up for the Rams.
Mount Vernon's 1 hit away for a home run for the cycle. 4 straight hits, 4 batters. Now you'll see, when guys get hits like that starting inning, you'll see guys coming up to the plate. They'll be running to get in the box now, seeing what's going on.
Of course, one of the pep talks earlier was, hey, guys, we always used to win these things in an hour and a half. Let's continue that. Let's hustle, things of that nature. And we'll see what the Rams are able to do here. 2 runs on 4 hits to open up the bottom half of the first. Now 2 on and nobody out for Pat the Bat. Getting the start and left today. Good curveball. Catches the outside corner to the right-handed Bradford, and it's 0-1. Bradford, of course, had a big, monstrous home run. I believe it was against the Salem Wildcats to open the year. Has 6 runs batted in on the season. RBI chance with lead runner on second. Here comes the pitch on the way. Ooh, pulled the string on that one. 0-2, swung on a miss. Pitcher Lake will continue out of the stretch. 0-2 is the count. 2 on and nobody out in the bottom half of the first. Rams on top 2-0. Pitch on the way. It's going to dip in the dirt. Good eye by Bradford to stay alive, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom half of the first inning. Mount Vernon Rams baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Bottom half of this first, as we told you. Rams looking to get a big inning. They put a crooked number on the board as they 1-2. Will go low and away to Bradford. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Rumbles a little bit more. Somewhere in the distance.
So Lake gets set out of the stretch. 2-2 on the way. Bradford's going to lace this one into the left, and that's going to get to the wall. Young will be waved around. Not far behind is Colton Metter. They're going to hold Metter up at third base. Young playing it safe will come around to score, and it's 3-0 on the RBI double.
Like I said, everybody's running up to the box. They want a piece. Look at Matthew Williams. He's already there. Like I said, when you see guys and teammates get hit, batters will run to the plate. They want a piece for somebody gets taken out of the game.
So 5 base hits consecutively to open up this bottom half of the first, and the Rams are trying to threaten in a big way. 3-0 ball game here as the Rams have both in scoring position as far as runners. This is going to be sent the opposite way into right field. Could be a pair of RBIs for Matthew Williams. Coming up with the throw will be Hemming out of right field. It's going to be cut off at 2 RBI single by Williams, and the Rams are on top 5-0.
Well, it's just one of those days. Everything's up. Everybody's hitting. And now, as you go down the order, you don't want to be the guy that stops the streak now.
Of course, and now it's going to be a Twitterverse nightmare, I suppose, for you. Keep those thumbs busy. It's a 5-0 ball game, bottom half of the first, as the Rams continue to put it on Central here in the home half. Lake gets set, looks over at the runner on first over his shoulder, fires home. A change up inside. And it's called a strike for 0-1 to Sawyer Harrison, the third baseman here for the Rams. We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game in this one. Red Lake College can save you thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how you can save big money. 0-1 coming. Going to miss outside. He'll throw behind the runner, Williams. Back without much problem. It missed, and it's 1-1 to Harrison. Of course, Sawyer coming into today batting .304. Does have 11 runs batted in. Does have a triple as well. And 11 runs scored. Landon Thomas leads the team with 21 runs scored this year. It's the 1-1 coming. Ooh, right across the plate, 1-2. Lake doesn't seem to have much velocity, but when he lacks forward velocity, seems to make up for it in command. As we wait the 1-2 to Harrison. Here it comes inside, waits on it. It's a ground ball to third. They're going to try for 2, to second for 1, to first for the other, and a 5-4-3 double play puts 2 quick outs on the board.
Pitcher's best friend, even though he's down 5-0, that saves a lot of issue there. Last year, the Rams didn't score in the first inning. Scored 3 in the second, 4 in the third, 2 in the fifth, and 4 in the sixth to short game Breese Central. But this year, getting 5, and now Sawyer Harrison will go back and get the heat from his teammates saying, "You were the first one not get a hit."
And that'll bring in Thomas Weber, of course, catching today for Young, who's the DH. And now he'll rip one through the left side of the infield of the first pitch he's seen, so it gets started again.
Like I said, they're in the dugout going, "Sawyer, why'd you do that?"
Quick scoreboard update, high school softball. Wayne City leads Hamilton County 2-0 heading into the bottom half of the second inning.
A courtesy runner for Mr. Weber.
Of course, I understand that baseball game not being played today, as I found out earlier.
Okay.
Still trying to find out for certain. It was scheduled to be on our sister station, WMCL 1060 today.
107.9.
There you go. Hey, look at you.
I pay attention.
You're a good company guy. We appreciate that. Man, myth, and legend as Spinensky rounds out the batting order, and he'll step in and take a first pitch strike inside, 0-1, with the runner on first and 2 outs. Bottom half of the first, and a 5-0 ball game. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX. We appear courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland. They are the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. Of course, neglected to tell you about Tony Wilf on that scoreboard update a moment ago. Pardon me, Anthony. You can find him in his office on 42nd South Water Tower. Look for him online at TonyWilf.com or find the White State Farm Jeep around town. A swiping second base will be your courtesy runner, Tyler Ellis. I just assumed. Is that who it is? No. Wow. Clayton?
Yep.
Sorry, Clayton. So Reeves, your courtesy runner. Of course, it does make sense. He does like to swipe a bag or two. Hanging on the 1-1, swung on a miss. And it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Spinensky. With a runner in scoring position, 2 outs in the bottom half of this first inning, a 5-0 Rams lead if you're just joining us. The first 6 got aboard via the base hit. First 5 came around to score. RBI chance now on the 1-2, and that one will get away. Wild pitch. The third base will go Clayton Reeves. So effective running in place of the catcher Weber, and the Rams continue to strike with a run that much closer here. Now on third base with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. RBI chance for Hayden Paninsky with the top of the order looming here in this bottom half of the first inning. And another one in the dirt as that goes low and away, and it's a full count now to Hayden.
Good play by the catcher, sliding over. Perez makes the catch.
Perez, I seem to think I remember him from last year. Remember a great deal of this lineup from last year. Becker, Rickoff.
Rickoff's been there 10 years.
Feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Full count offering coming. That's going to miss low and away. Into first base will go Hayden Paninsky, and the Rams have batted around here in the first.
Had an umpire flinch there.
Oh, after one in Edwardsville. They're getting that one in today. The Edwardsville Tigers lead the Central Orphans 2-0.
I would say a tarp's been pulled out or something.
Yeah. Well, they can do it. Runners at the corners for Pike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Ooh, left one hanging there inside. Pike turns on it, but drives it foul into the first base dugout. 0-1 to Jake. Big road game for the Central Orphans, who are now 7-6. Get you more Tony Wells scoreboards throughout the afternoon. 5-0 here. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Pike ready for the pitch on the way from Blake. He's going to drive it foul over the third base dugout this time and falls behind 0-2. This will
be the 26th pitch of the inning for Blake.
And with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the first, Pike looking to keep it alive and get another run across. And he will send this one foul toward the batting cage. On the run, the third baseman Jackson won't be able to catch up with it. Keeps the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And, of course, Community First Bank, as we told you about a moment ago, with 5 locations in Mount Vernon, Dix, Sinai, and Woodlawn, Community First Bank is proud to be the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Rams back in action allegedly. Mom Nature may have something to say about it tomorrow on the road at Alsop in the South 7 Conference matchup. Hard to believe we're already making the turn back through the conference again. Of course, haven't played Cahokia yet. That'll be made up on Tuesday, weather permitting. The runner going, swung on the miss. First base was occupied, even though the runner goes.
So 2 outs. You still got to tag him. You still have to run.
There we go.
That's the case not playing in the game is with 2 strikes. You can go on that.
So that'll end the threat here in the first, but not before the Rams score 5. 5-0. Rams on top of Central. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality, new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties, honest deals, and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Don't just dream about a better job. Go get it with scores of programs that take 2 years, 1 year, or even just a few months to complete. Rend Lake College is your gateway to a career you'll love. From nursing to coal mining, from computer programming to cosmetology, and everything in between. Rend Lake College is affordable, convenient, and ready to get you trained for your new job fast. Call us at 618-437-5321 or visit us at rlc.edu.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field as we head to the top half of the second inning. For the Cougars, it'll be Perez, Rickoff, and Dormeyer. They trail 5-0. The Rams scored 5 in that home half of the first. Their first 6 reached via a base hit. They're not able to do any more after that. So they stranded a pair in the inning and end up with a 5-0 lead. Morgan, the junior, back out on the hill for the Rams, 1-0 on the season. First pitch of the inning is going to miss low and away for a ball 1 to Perez. I do seem to remember from last year, as we told you about. 1-0 coming in the dirt, low and away. Quickly 2-0 now. Of course, the Rams next week will have a busy week. Awesome. Mr. Young takes care of us again. We'll make your day. Fresh peanuts, of course. Has a 2-0. Ooh, and a strike on the outside corner for 2-1 to Perez. Beautiful day for baseball. Warmed up finally. Temperature around 80 degrees. A 2-1 coming in the dirt. 3-1.
Well, that's one of the innings, Mount Vernon. You just come right back out, take care of business, get in the dugout, and let those bats go to work.
3-1 coming. Catches the outside corner. Kind of feeling that was coming. 3-2. Still full count to Perez. Central in the back in the first went 1-2-3, and then pretty long bottom half of the first inning for the Rams. And now we wait the full count offering. It comes, and that is going to be popped up just past Williams in the center field. And that'll be a leadoff base hit for Perez.
That's important for Breese Central to have some kind of momentum here, having been down, obviously in this one. Bad start. Want to get something back their way.
So that's their first hit of the ball game, and that'll bring up Austin Rickoff, the first baseman. I believe he was on the state champion basketball team, wasn't he?
Yep.
We did that game on a sister station. I remember that. 1 on and nobody out here in the top of the second inning. That's the first pitch is low and away in the dirt to Rickoff, 1-0. You can follow us on Twitter. We are at WMIX Sports. We hope you will. We'd love to get to 800. Please. Sooner rather than later. We've made great strides on the Twitterverse, though, over this sports season. As we wait the 1-0 out of the stretch from Morgan. Right-hander will fire. This is going to be a high foul ball behind us. Look out. 1-1.
Close to your friends.
A friend waited out the storm here earlier.
Yeah?
He didn't unload anything, he said. It would be silly to do that. With the imminent weather coming, and nobody in the dugout wanted to believe my buddy, but it was coming right at us. But they learned.
Well, baseball people are optimists. They want to get games in no matter what. So.
Important thing is we're getting it in right now. Field looks great. It's a 1-1 count on the batter Rickoff with a runner on first. That's Perez. He'll foul it off over our collective right shoulder. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Breese Central is good, and this seems like every sport. Just a quality program for many, many years.
You put them up there with the Nashvilles, and the Harrisburgs, and the T-Towns, and the Pinckneyvilles, and the 1-2s. Is this going to be fouled off, stay alive? That could be trouble. Oh, hit the undercarriage. Somebody lucked out.
Yep. That ball was going right at Juan, too.
Juan screened that one.
Juan was in trouble.
Juan could be your best friend or your worst enemy on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
And away we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, nobody out. Top of the second inning, a 5-0 ball game as they check on the runner at first, and nothing doing there. It's still a 1-2 count on Rickoff. Let's see. What do you say about Second Chance Auto? Who would have loved to buy a vehicle with credit approval right over the phone? Now you can at Second Chance Auto, 244-4582 as the 1-2 sales time. Give you that number again to not confuse you with the count. 244-4582 for credit approval today. That's Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, nobody out at the top of the second. Central trying to answer some of these 5 runs for the first inning of the Rams. Pops up behind us. This is interesting. Because I just saw that one coming right through.
Yeah, wind got it.
And it'll stay 2-2.
Wind got it, kept it off the roof.
You just knew that one was going to find its way between the net and top of the overhang. Come back down upon us. Plinko around, maybe.
If it did, it was going to go Matrix.
Yes, Plinko. If there's ever a literal sense of that game, that's what it would have been right there. Anyhow, 2-2 the count on Rickoff, the right-hander. Here it comes. Out pitch, maybe? Yes, it is. Backwards K. Called 3rd strike.
Yeah, nice place fastball on the outside corner. Not much to do. That was just a well-placed pitch by Mr. Morgan.
Yes, it was. And we went out and a runner aboard. Dormeyer steps in. Out in left field today for the Cougars. Wait the first offering from Morgan. That just misses outside to the right-handed batter. A quick 1-0 count. So it's a busy week for us next week at WMIX Sports. I get to make one of my favorite trips in all of the world. As the 1-0 will not be a pitch, but it'll be a check on the runner at first base. You will have Lady Rams softball on AM 940 on Monday as they welcome the Salem Lady Wildcats. 1-0's coming this time. It's going to come inside, jammed him, pop up into the shallow left center field. Landon Thomas on the run to make the grab. That's 2 away now.
Got in on the hand. Nothing Dormeyer could do. Just pitched it out there. Landon Thomas, with the wind blowing out towards him, able to make that catch a little bit more easily than had the wind been blowing in and or no wind at all.
So then on Monday night, I'll have the Rams and the Alton Redbirds from GCS Ballpark, weather permitting. Tuesday, we have the Rams and the Cahokia Comanches right here at Brennan Klein Field. With 2 outs, Auer will step in, and a runner on first base at the top of the second, trailing 5-0. Morgan's offering on the way is going to miss low and away for ball 1. Then on Wednesday that week, somewhere, we'll have to look at that later. 1-0 is the count here on Auer. Morgan looks over his shoulder out of the stretch. The right-hander fires. Fastball is going to be roped into left field. Nothing Bradford can do about it. And it'll be first and second as that one will get away, and it'll actually be first and third. Relay will not be in time. So a single and an error. Puts runners at the corners now for Central.
Yeah, and that's how you let teams back in. I know Mount Vernon jumped up early and often here on Central, but you got to keep your head about you. Central's too good of a team to just roll over and let it go.
So I've got to figure it out now. Next Wednesday, the Rams, of course, are at Heron. We'll have that game for you. Then on Thursday, they host Marion. We'll have that. Of course, this is a busy week next week. We'll tell you about Friday and Saturday in just a moment as Emmy, the right fielder, will stand in with runners at the corners and 2 outs on a pitch that just misses outside.
That pitch is called with 2 strikes, not with no strikes.
So it's a 1-ball, no-strike count on Tanner Emmy. Runners at first and third, 2 outs in the top of the second, a 5-0 Ram lead. Morgan trying to keep it that way. The 1-0 pitch is going to be squeezed low, 2-0. So Friday next week, it'll be the Lady Rams at Mount Carmel, a game we'll have for you here. And then on Saturday next week, the Lady Rams will welcome the defending 2A state champion Nashville Hornets for 2. And it's a busy week for us. We'll have a game every day and 2 on Saturday as the 2-0 is swung on a miss for 2-1 to Emming with runners at the corners.
2 on Monday.
2 on Monday, too. That's a lot of games. We're getting up there.
Q South, Matt, that's 25 next week.
Yes, it is. 2-1 coming. Ooh, high fastball, and that'll be sent into center. On the run is Thomas, who makes a shoestring catch. Stranding 2 are the Cougars here through 1.5. Still 5-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Spring is here, and just about everyone wants to be more mobile. Stop by TMS Mobility, a division of the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, for all your mobility product needs. They carry a large selection of scooters, wheelchairs, and so much more. Best of all, you can rent them by the day, week, or month. The staff at TMS Mobility can take care of billing your insurance, too. TMS also carries a large selection of vehicle lifts for your scooter. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service a 60-mile radius area, so a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
TMS Mobility, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And welcome back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside for the Rams. Here in the second, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 2 up. As the lineup makes its second time through the pitcher, Kellen Lake. And the Rams scored 5 at the bottom half of the first. Defensively, we're able to contain the Cougars in the top of the second. We'll see what they can do here. Rams Baseball, you just heard, is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. And, of course, in Mount Vernon, you can see Debbie Ashby from Personal Banking. Find out why they welcome you back to Personal Banking. See more at comfirstbank.net. Final warm-up pitches coming for Lake. And the Rams, who really took it to Central in that bottom half of the first inning, momentum on their side, obviously. We'll see if they can make that happen again. Well, that's not going to work.
I aired that one out. Center fielder says, hey, I got to go get it.
Center fielder says, hey, I'm all the way over and right, playing warm-up. So we'll get started in this second inning eventually as they'll reel that baseball and bring it back in, and we'll get started. It'll be Thomas followed by Young and Metter here in this bottom half of the second inning. Rams did bat around in the first. Pike represented the 10th batter, but eventually struck out. Still going to be up to Landon Thomas to get it going as Lake will pitch out of the windup for the first time in a while. And swung on a miss on the first pitch change up, 0-1. Might have been his fastball, though. Quickly, no balls and 1 strike. Follow us on Twitter. We are at WMIX Sports. Wind up again. 0-1. Low. 1-1. All right. So it's a 1-1 count to Thomas. Pitch on the way, and this is going to sit right back up the middle. Picked up by the shortstop. Becker fires over to first in time.
Rams still hitting the ball hard. Time just had somebody for a 6-3 put out.
Of course, this is WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. If you're looking for the WMIX News at 5, you have to flip over to 94.1 FM, where the news today is brought to you by Ford Square. So 1 out, nobody on for Young. He singled and scored his last time up. Takes a curveball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Of course, tomorrow, allegedly on the road at Altsoff in a South 7 Conference game. Whitey Herzog Field from Citizens Park. 0-1 coming. That'll plink go away. Wild pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Young with Metter on deck for the Rams. Oh, man. Kellen Lake, your pitcher, right-hander out of the warm-up. Out of the wind-up. Longest he's been able to stay in it thus far today. And fires another one low, and it misses. 2 balls and a strike to Collins. He's a DH today, batting for the pitcher Tyler Morgan. Weber, who seems to be Morgan's personal catcher, gets to start behind the dish. 2-1 coming. Curveball outside low. 3-1.
Pretty nice day. Everything's cleared out a little bit now.
Rams will take it. 3-1 coming. Going to be high, and that'll be a 1-out walk issue to Young. Puts a runner aboard, most importantly, for Colton Metter, who singled and scored as well back in the first inning. He represented the 4th run. Rams later added another on the 2 RBI single by Matthew Williams. Of course, that scored Pat Bradford to make it 5-0.
Harrisburg leads Carr by 1-0, 10-3 in baseball.
There we go. That's scoreboard update powered by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony in his office. Log on to TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. Get to a better state with State Farm. 1-0 is your count now to Metter, as that was in the dirt outside. From Kellen Lake, Louis Perez, of course, is your catcher. Same defense for the most part for the Cougars here in the bottom half of the second. Metter's going to lay one into left center field for a base hit. Takes an awkward hop on the center fielder and gets away. Young is going to be waved around by Tim Holloway. There will not be a throw in time as Young is coming around. Relay will be late. And that'll be
going in the 8th.
Yep. Won't be a run batted in.
No, the thing about this, too, is you get 5 runs in the first inning. That's great news. But like Mount Vernon did, you want to keep scoring, and they have done it with this run here. You want to keep adding to that. You just want to stop at 5-0 and be content the rest of the way.
So out of England, Pat the bat. RBI double his last time up. Later scored on the Williams RBI. Now is an RBI chance himself. Curveball gets well away outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Pat the bat. Here with 1 out in the second. Rams take a 6-0 lead on that single by Metter. So we wait the 1-0. Ooh, for a good breaking pitch, but just not quite the control of it you'd expect, and it's 2-0. All Stars and Stitches is another of our booster sponsors. If you can put a logo on it, All Stars and Stitches can probably print it. See Big Dave at All Stars and Stitches just west of Benton High School, or call 435-5555. 2-0 count here on the batter, Bradford. Here comes the pitch on the way inside, trying to turn on it. Sends it toward the left field line, deep in the left field, and that is off the wall foul. Yep, I lost track of it, but once I saw everybody in the dugout start to stand up, I knew maybe something special was on the way.
Hit about 3/4 way up on the pitch, just foul.
So it's a loud 2-1 count now for Pat the bat. Of course, disappointing last Thursday at the ceremony to honor the Special Olympics state champs, Mount Vernon Rams, had to be postponed. We'll get you makeup information when we have that available. 2-1 is the count, 1 out here. Bottom of the second inning, Rams on top, 6-0. Another one on the way. Not going to leave it hanging that time. That's 3-1 to Pat. Of course, don't forget, Friday from 11 to 1, it's the Mount Vernon Rams Baseball Booster Club for Chopped Sandwich Luncheon. Pick up a bag. It'll have a sandwich, chips, and a drink, all for just $7, and it benefits the Rams Baseball Boosters. Going off of memory. Hope that's all correct. Of course, it's at the First United Methodist Church. A wild pitch on ball 4 will not only allow Bradford to take first, but on the pass ball, it allows Mr. Metter to get to third.
Going to have some big runs here. This is going down the path, and looks like it's going to be a pitching change.
Likely, possibly.
Well, you said he only has 2 subs, and he's only got 1 left now after the injury to the center fielder, Meyer.
He said 2. I see 2 more bodies in that dugout. Doesn't mean one of them's active, though, I guess. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, of course, are driven by Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. See their largest selection of Lincoln MKZs, all new redesigned, right there at 1501 Broadway, or log on to FordSquare.com. This break in the action, meanwhile, my apologies, is presented by the Medicine Shop in Mount Vernon, where customer service is their top priority. So they're going to talk it out over the hill and maybe decide how they want to attack this next batter or two with Matthew Williams stepping in. RBI chance with runners at the corners and just the one out here in the bottom half of the second. Rams do lead 6-0.
Probably mentioning, as the coach went out, that, hey, we can help you. If they give up hits and runs, that's one thing. We can't help it when you walk people. He's saying, we got to have one here. We got to have you go as long as you can. We have games the rest this week, conference-wise as well. We need you to get some innings ate up here.
See if you can eat those innings up. Now they're through 3 over at Edwardsville. The Orphans trail the Tigers 2-0. We'll get you a score from the JV Diamond when we can. Here with runners at the corners, 1 out. Williams shows bunt, pulls back. The runner is going to second base, and he is going to be out. Bradford can't believe it, but he is, and that was a great throw from the catcher, Perez, and great coverage there by Kleckner and Becker. That'll be 2 outs now.
Yep, that was what was supposed to happen, a straight steal, and Bradford was thrown out. Definitely a good throw. The tag was in time down at second base.
So 0-1 to Matthew here with 2 outs. And he will send this the opposite way right off the bat. Good pick up by Kleckner, and that'll retire the side. The Rams get another across the plate. It's 6-0 through 2. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Your spine is a miracle of engineering, so when pain strikes, your body is telling you to get help fast. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois is proud to feature their spine care team. And when there are back problems, pain is always a constant companion. The Orthopedic Center also specializes in pain management, so put our spine care team on the job. Find out more online at orthocenter-si.com. Stop the pain, fix the problem, and enjoy life again. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois.
Welcome back to Personal Banking is more than our tagline at Community First Bank. It's the truth. From our 5 locations in Jefferson County, the debit cards tied to local schools that we offer, the dozens of scholarships we provide to local youth, and even our president who sits at the front door. The Community First Bank difference is apparent. Our mission as Jefferson County's premier community bank is to provide the best customer service around. Stop by one of our 5 locations and experience true personal banking. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com.
And we welcome you back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by King City Chrysler. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. 6 runs thus far for the Rams on 8 hits. They've left 3 aboard today. Of course, no runs thus far on just 2 hits with 1 error for the Central Cougars. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Rams Baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Joanne Joy can help you out with the residential loan at ComFirst. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. See why they welcome you back to personal banking. For the Cougars, it'll be Kleckner, Becker, and Lake, 9-1-2. Here in this top of the third with the Rams on top 3-0. Out of the windup comes Morgan. Very effective out of the windup, and it's a quick 0-1 count.
And as most pitchers are, his job with a 6-run lead, throw strike. No use in even messing around.
Pounds another one in there for a strike. You can just hear from the pop of that mitt that that's a pretty good pitch. At least his fastballs are concerned. 0-2, quickly the count. Kleckner falls behind in the at-bat. Gets us started here in the top of the third. Rams on top, 6-0. And 3 straight pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
That was called supper time.
Boy, that's no kidding. I'm hungry.
That pitch was,
thank God for these nuts.
Outside. But the Rams will take it on a strike 3.
We'll take a lot. We'll take a Red Lake College player of the game. Who's that going to be? We'll tell you in the postgame show. We'll also tell you about RLC here in just a moment. First pitch to Becker is on the way. That's a strike. 0-1. Red Lake College can save you thousands in your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to see which of the more than 100-degree certificate programs is right for you. 0-1 coming. Jammed him inside. Quick ground ball to Harrison. Good footwork. Fires across the diamond. And somehow there was a tag in there, but that was awkward.
Well, that'll be an E5.
That did pull Metter off of the bag. There was a collision at first base, and safely over there at first is Becker.
And Harrison did have to come and make a tough play there at third. Righted himself. Threw off balance with sidearm action. That pulled Metter off, and that sparked the collision between Becker and Metter, but thankfully both players are okay.
So a runner on and one out for the pitcher. Lake round out to second his last time up. That was back in the first in a 1-2-3 inning for Central. Now they'll check on the runner. He's back safely. Metter did make a tag as he was tumbling through the air. Not sure if he hung on to it or if it was just safe by default. But here go the Rams. Out of the stretch, it'll be Morgan. Right-hander fires. That's going to miss low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Not sure, because I was like you going, okay.
I was watching the tumble, waiting for the tag. It came.
A good photographer down there probably have that right on.
He might. Might have some evidentiary support. Runner going on the hit and run. It'll be a ground ball to second. Paninsky picks it up, fires over to first in time, and 4-3 is your second out, but they do their job and they advance that runner.
Yeah, advance the runner. Any still shots down that first base line somebody might have, we might be able to learn what happened there.
I don't know if he has that earpiece in or not.
I don't think he has the earpiece in. Oh, yeah, he does. Here, yeah. Okay.
We're good.
Checking.
Who's this guy? That's Luke Jackson. He's been in before. Into the first. Now has an RBI chance here in the third. A 6-0 ball game with the Rams on top. Meanwhile, Morgan trying to continue to be effective here and get the Rams out of the inning with the damage limited.
I'll throw a name out.
Okay.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Steve Buechele look-alike.
Are you serious? Next thing you're going to tell me, you're going to pull out Casey Candell as they'll check on the runner at second.
No, not even close to Casey Candell.
I'm not saying they look alike. I'm just saying that.
Look at the hair, look at the stance, where the armbands are. It's Steve Buechele.
Wow. What's that is you're right. So a runner on second and 2 out. Here comes the pitch to Jackson. That'll miss low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Past couple innings. Morgan hasn't necessarily been able to get ahead in the count to start, but has been able to battle back and get the out. So we'll see what happens here with 2 outs and a runner on second base in the third. Need to tell you about Sarah Stadler. We'll do that in just a moment, assuming the 1-0 pitch is not the out pitch. Could be. Is this going to be left up into right center field? That's going to do damage. Could score a run. Ooh, good angle by Landon Thomas. He cuts it off. They're going to wave the runner around. And wisely, they go back. Now they have a rundown. Harrison's going to chase the runner. He will make the tag, or at least we thought he did. Oh. Shows that he made the tag, and now got in position to make the play and safely at third base, and that's a horrible call. But anyhow, how that will go down is nothing. Yep. Followed all that for nothing.
Yeah, because, the runner in third got hung up, and Harrison thought he made the tag. Umpire said no, and then everybody kind of stood still because they thought Harrison was out, not continuing the play. Right. That's why the runner gets back to third base.
Whether you're right in that case, as you are, you still have to finish out the play until something is set. So 2 on and 2 out. Runners are on second and third. We are here in the top of the third inning. Central threatening here, and a big opportunity for Perez, who singled his last time up. It was stranded on third. Here comes. Misses with the breaking pitch high and away. 1-0. Sarah Staley, Country Financial, is one of our Rams boosters, and of course, Country Financial wants to know what your idea of financial security is, because tomorrow's the day that anything can happen, and you meet with Sarah Staley at Country Financial, you get a one-on-one relationship and a plan that meets your goals. Appreciate her help on Rams Athletics as the next pitch tails low and away for 2-0. Want to know where that's at? It was outside. Now, be that as it may. 2-0 count here, 6-0 ball game in the top of the third, 2 outs, 2 on, in the dirt. Just like that, it's a hitter's count of 3-0 here on Perez. Maybe.
Sure he'll take one, or maybe even 2 here. Down 6-0 with possibility cutting the lead in half if he and the 2 runners can score.
The runners are on second and third. RBI chances now for Perez. 3-0 hitters count. Will come inside and catch the corner. 3 balls and a strike now. To the Central catcher who singled back in the second. We told you he was stranded on third. It was a runners in the corner scenario when Emmy ended the threat when he flew out to Landon Thomas in center. 3-1 count now. Here it comes. That's going to miss, and that'll walk the bases loaded with 2 outs.
Trouble brewing. And now Breese Central has something going. Playing that tough regional over there last year. Likes of Westland, Altoff,
who surprised the world and won it. When were they, the 5 seed?
Yep.
We thought, I think you and I both thought that Altoff would win it.
Yep.
And Westland just shocked everybody and kept winning. And here comes the first pitch on the way to Austin Rickoff, who struck out his last time up, takes a pitch outside. Bases are loaded, 2 outs in the top of the third, so Central is definitely threatening here in the visiting half. This game nears the 50-minute mark. Not quite going to be done in the hour and 24 that we had yesterday. 1-0 coming. 1-0 fouled off to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Right now, what Breese Central would need is another hit here would give them more interest in this one.
See if they can keep it going. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the third. 6-0. Rams trying to keep it that way. All they need is an out pitch on the 1-1. Morgan looks back. He'll fire it home, and that's a great pitch to make it 1-2 right down the middle.
Off-speed pitch. Little 12-6 curveball rolled in there.
Morgan, the junior pitcher, when he gets a chance, would spend some time at catcher, but pretty clogged back there behind the plate. 1-2 coming. That is going to be chopped right in front of the plate. Time to go to first. The throw is in time. Great grab by Colton Metter. And the 1-3 will end the threat here in the third. We're through 2.5. Still 6-12 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
How do the best continue to get better? Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers. We're no different than any team. When you're at the top of your game, the best want to play for you. That's why, with the addition of our new shop foreman and the rest of our body shop crew, Landers now has a combined experience of over 70 years in dealing with the best parts and repair finishes on the market. This means when you walk into Landers, you can breathe a little easier knowing that your vehicle will receive the best quality repair by the best certified technicians within a reasonable amount of time. Again and again, we work directly with most insurance companies and have loaners and rental vehicles on site for your convenience. We're proud to not only be the standard, but to keep raising the bar in collision repair. Come meet the staff, take a tour of our facilities, and get to know the Landers crew that Landers Collision has so proudly acquired. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Give us a call, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Rams Baseball, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland. Pardon me, with 5 Jefferson County locations, a responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. For the Rams in the third, bottom half, it'll be the bottom of the order. Sawyer Harrison, Thomas Weber, and Hayden Panensky. Wow. Long optional.
Happens. And we're waiting on the warm-up pitches.
That's a pretty quick break. That'll happen. We're good now, though, I think. Maybe. Second Chance Auto is one of our Rams Booster sponsors. You can call for credit approval ahead of time. Get approved right over the phone. 244-4582. Second Chance Auto, your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced under $10,000 in one location. That location, of course, is out there on Route 142 East. Longtime supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. And so Harrison will get it started. He grounded into a double play his last time up. We'll see what he's able to do here to lead off the third and see if the Rams' hot bats can continue. Fleckner, of course, is your new pitcher. And his first pitch is fouled off for 0-1. So there you go. Get to the defensive alignment here in just a moment. That's going to be ripped foul down the third base line. Everybody pretty well the same, except for the fact that it would appear that Auer returns to second base, and I'm going to go out on a limb. No, I'm not, because I do not see. No, Lake's in center, so that did work out. So 0-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be right in the back of Harrison, so at least you get the board.
Yep, he's on base. I can see Mount Vernon get 3 or 4 runs here. Kind of put this over the top, take your chances.
And so that'll bring up Thomas Weber. Weber singled, and his spot stole a base. It was Clayton Reeves, but was later stranded at third, back in the first. First pitch on the way, the attack with a fastball, and it misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Weber. course, Lake went 2 innings, surrendered 8 hits. 6 runs, 5 of them earned, as this will catch the outside corner to Weber. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Thomas. Didn't surrender too many walks. Most of them were batted around pretty hard. Did surrender 3. I think 1 strikeout. Ooh. Kleckner's throwing pretty hard. Quick strike on the outside corner.
On a conference game, you'll see by committee, like Mount Vernon's probably going to do today. Both teams saving 1s, 2s, 3s, obviously, for conference games.
Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. It's left hanging on a 1-2 pitch, and that's going to shot at the gap in right center field. No, good cutoff there by the center fielder, Kellen Lake, who limits the damage, and it's first and second with nobody out.
Picture-perfect hitting by Thomas Weber. He'll go out now for courtesy runner, but the way he kept his hands back, off-speed pitch on the outside corner, kept his hands and weight back, drove that pitch. That was a curveball to right center field, just like you're supposed to. It's pretty to watch.
So that'll bring in Hayden Vaninsky, who walked his last time, but was later stranded. That was back in the first. The Rams had a big first inning, scoring 5 runs. They lead it 6-0 now as the first pitch is blown away to Vaninsky for a 1-0 count. Of course, like we told you, Rams baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Trying to get you some scores from around the region. As this is going to be dropped down third baseline on the bunt attempt by Vaninsky. It'll be a foot race back to the bag, won by Hayden. So an infield bunt single means the bases are loaded with nobody out.
That was just a great play bunt, and the thing was once by the time the pitcher got to it, Vaninsky is about 90% down that line, and by the time he threw it, it wasn't because the second baseman wasn't there. He was there. Vaninsky just outrun the baseball, got an infield bunt hit.
Use that speed. That'll bring up Pike, who's 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored, struck out back in the first as well. And now he will softly tap 1 foul to the backstop to our left. It'll be 0-1 as Pike falls behind, but definitely capable of doing some damage here with the bases juiced. Probably can't hear, but we can. Coaching for the dugout as this one is going to be lifted to left field on the run, making a nice grab. Dormeyer. The runner is tagging. All of them are. And it'll be, actually, no, just second and third we're tagging. It's going to be runners at the corners, but a 7-0 Ram lead. Good sack fly by Pike.
Yep. Nice little drive out into the outfield. Another RBI.
Harrison came around to score. Reeves ends up at third base, running for Thomas Weber. And it's runners to the corners for LT, who's definitely capable of doing damage. Can bring that 8th run across the plate. We'll see if the Rams can keep the successful hitting continuing here in this bottom half of the third, up 7-0. First pitch on the way, LT's going to look it low and away. Into the middle of the catcher, Perez, for ball 1. So Thomas has batted in all 3 innings. First round to be able to make that claim. Barring a double play, Colin Young will be able to say the same thing. Ground ball to first. They're going to go to second for 1. He's safe, and a run scores. So everybody's safe everywhere, and it'll be runners on first and second, and 8-0 lead now.
Fielder's choice. No RBI. First and second, another run. That was 8-0.
So Young will be the second Ram to bat in all 3 innings today, and still has an RBI chance with runners on first and second and just alone out here in the bottom of the third. 8-0 your score as the Rams lead the Central Cougars. Out of the Cahokia Conference, Kleckner looks in. Thought he was going to shake that sign, but decided to go ahead and deliver, and it's going to miss high to Young. 1 ball, no strikes. Young is 1 of 1. Scored twice. He singled and walked. See what he can do here in inning number 3. Next one's on the way. Looked good, but just misses outside. 2-0. We're on Twitter at WMIX Sports. 2 love the count here. 1 out. That one's going to miss low and away to Young. Good eye. Hitters count at 3 balls and no strikes. Some scores here in just a moment. Bottom of the hour on WMIX Mount Vernon. 5:30 exactly. 3-0 pitch coming. It's going to be high and tight. So a 4-pitch walk to Young, and by my calculations, that means the bases are now loaded with just the 1 out for Colt Better, just the guy you want in this situation.
Yep. Now it could be a really crooked number here from Mount Vernon to the bottom of the third.
At last check, Centralia was trailing Edwardsville. This could be a hard hit ground ball third base, deflected off the glove, and that'll be a base hit as it's 9-0 now.
Yeah, that's just a flat old hard-to-hit baseball. And lots of things going their way from Mount Vernon right now.
So 9-0 your score. As Pat the Bat will stand in, and of course, if you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home, and Dick Sina with on in Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, as Bradford will stand in, wave the wand and miss, and it's 0-1.
I'm telling you right now, people are running to the batter's box today from Mount Vernon.
Well, they're excited. 9 runs unofficially on 11 hits thus far. That's actually the 9 runs are official to 11 hits we wonder about. As the next pitch swung on a miss, off speed that time, and it's 0-2.
Pat the Bat's gunning. Oh, yeah. Feels like he could get something done.
Bases are loaded with 1 out. 0-2 the count. Bottom of the third. 9-0 ball game. Rams threatening. Pat the Bat wants it. Wind starting to blow towards left field. Pitch on the way. Chases the high fastball, and it's going to stay 0-2. Luckily, no holes in that area.
Luckily, Matthew Williams getting that ball, though.
He's going to take care of it.
Shaking his head. He heard us.
He likes it.
Yeah, he likes it.
They all do.
They all do.
He follows us on Twitter. You should, too, at WMIX Sports. 0-2 coming. Chases it that time. That is going to be a liner right back into the glove of the shortstop, and he will make the tag for the unassisted double play. Looks like it touched the ground, but it didn't. Good grab, good play by Becker, and we are through 3. It's 9-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
I know you've heard about mortgage rates being all-time lows, but have you done anything about it yet? Hi, I'm Rick Pigg, mortgage lender at Community First Bank. There's never been a better time at buying a home or refinancing an existing mortgage. The sooner you act, the more you save, and we'll be there to help you through every step of the way. For more information, visit us at comfirstbank.net or stop by one of our 5 locations.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we will get back to Rams baseball at WMIX and WMIXsports.com. 9 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Rams. No runs on 3 hits with 1 error for the Central Cougars. So the Rams were just a base hit away from getting to the 10-run plateau and maybe making this a short game. But now Central has a chance to keep it going. Of course, we'd have to go 5 regardless, but we head to the top of the 4th now. It'll be Dormeyer, Hauer, and Emming for the Cougars, otherwise known as 6, 7, and 8 in the Central lineup. We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game. Red Lake College, visit them online at rlc.edu and see which of their degree or certificate programs is right for you. Morgan has the windup, coming out for another inning. Fires 1 low, and it's going to miss 1-0.
Oh, Mr. Morgan, you have more runs? Get out and throw strikes. Don't mess around.
Morgan is 1-0 on the year, looking for win number 2, in position to get it thus far. As this one's going to be lined right back up the middle on a frozen rope single into center. Kind of gobbles up Thomas out there on a wild hop, and it'll be a leadoff single. If we have some scores from around the area coming in. Well, none of my sources. They all come in quick, and then they die off a little bit. So runner on and nobody out now for Dakota Hauer. Phonetically, it's like hour on the clock, but literally it's A-U-E-R. His first pitch misses.
That's why a vowel.
Yeah.
Odd combination of 3 vowels together.
$750 minimum in Wheel of Fortune right there. 1 on, nobody out. 1-0 is the count. Morgan will fire. That's going to come well inside. Good grab by Weber behind the plate. It becomes 2-0 here to Dakota Hauer, the center fielder now. Nope, didn't change that back. He's back at second base. Lake, the starting pitcher's out in center now for the Central Cougars. Just 1 of 2 teams from Breese the Rams will play this year. Modern Day on the schedule, I believe, in May. On a Friday. Nice. Make the trip there this year, which means you know. 3-0 the count, however, to Hauer with a runner on first. Nobody out. Going to come inside, and that'll put 2 aboard now for the Cougars. The Cats are threatening. Trying to claw their way back into this one. Tired kitty cat cliches aside.
Credit to Cougars, though, they're battling.
So it's a 5-5 game now in softball between Wayne City and McLeansboro on the road at McLeansboro. Keep you updated on that Trey Edwardsville game in just a moment as it's going to miss low. 1 ball, no strikes now to Hemming. Last check, I know Harrisburg led Carmi after 3-1-0.
Yep.
And then Centralia trailed Edwardsville 2-0 heading into the top of the 4th. Scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt State Farm. We'll tell you about Anthony after the 1-0 pitch will come to Tanner Hemming, the right fielder who's 0 for 1. This is low. 2 balls, no strikes.
Slate's jumping around on Morgan a little bit right now.
Yeah, it is. So he won't jump around on him. That's Tony Wilt. Unless he's in that white State Farm Jeep around town. Might be hard to catch up to, but you can always find him in his office. 42nd South Water Tower, online at TonyWilt.com and get you a better state with State Farm. 2-0 pitches on the way. There you go. High strike, but a strike nonetheless. There's 2 balls and a strike to Hemming. Not much coming in. You can follow us on Twitter and stay up to date with what we have at WMIX Sports. 2 on, nobody out for Central. 2-1 count on the 8th batter, rather. And it misses low. Should be 3-1 according to what I have. So 2 on and nobody out. Will this turn into a big inning for the Cougars? Morgan looks back at the runner on second. The right-hander will come home, and this is going to be sent foul, and now a full count on Hemming.
Glad he swung at that one. That's probably ball 4. And again, you're up 9-0. 2 runners on doesn't hurt you. Throw strikes. Let your defense work behind you.
WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by your Jeep headquarters in Southern Illinois, King City Chrysler Center, 1603 Broadway, or KingCityChrysler.com. Full count, make or break, 2 on, nobody out. Ooh, a fastball sent right down the middle, just beyond the reach of Matthew Williams. Bradford will come up and get it, play it well off the hop. And that'll limit the damage, but the bases are loaded and nobody out for Central for the pitcher Fletcher.
Again, walk sandwich in 2 singles makes things a little bit more interesting. And Morgan will get a visit from Tim Holloway.
Of course, breaking the action, powered by the Medicine Shop. See TMS Mobility and Rehab in Mount Vernon, 2339 Broadway. See them for all your standard and custom mobility needs. 9-0. Rams on top here in the top of the 4th inning, but Central threatens with the bases loaded and nobody out. They'll talk it over at the mound, and we'll see what they come away with here as they'll have to face the number 9 batter, Kleckner, who came on in relief in the 3rd inning of the pitcher, Lake, who's now out in center field. Of course, a straight 9 today for Central. Not many subs, so they didn't go the DH route.
Can't waste people.
Nope. Got to save those bodies. Of course, Greg Meyer didn't even get in that bat today, unfortunately, for himself.
Harrisburg leads Carmi 2-0 into 5.
Carmi is better than advertised. Yeah. Of course, they've had a decent little program over there for some time. You just don't really hear about them quite as much. Wait. This is somebody else.
Somebody new.
Not on the roster. It's on the roster, it's just not on.
Kleckner came in a while ago, remember? Or is this somebody else?
Somebody else.
Okay, somebody else.
This is Brandon Richter. So we don't know where Richter's going to be defensively for the Cougars, but he has a great shot here to the left-handed bat with the bases loaded and nobody out at the top of the 4th. Richter is in the scale as the pitch, or Mike, the former Ranger goalie. And this is going to be a ground ball to short. They will go to 3rd for the 1st.
Oh.
So that'll be 6-5 quite possibly.
Run scores. Fielder's choice. That's the first out of the inning, so you're going to have 1st and 2nd on the fielder's choice. I'm not sure that what was the argument over there. I think he thought it had to be a tag or a base loader, or that maybe Harrison wasn't on the bag.
I think he was arguing his foot came off. Well, something along those lines.
In the area.
In the neighborhood, even. So 2 on and 1 out. Central scores their first run of the game, and it's now 9-1. Morgan may breathe a bit of a sigh of relief with nobody on 3rd now. Throws one inside. He's going to have to throw strikes here, and it's quickly 1-0 to Becker, the leadoff batter. Central scores their first run here in the 4th. Is that the wind whipping, or is that thunder? You never know with these headphones sometimes.
That's wind.
Yeah, it is. So 2 on and 1 out. Here in the 4th, as Morgan looks back, here he'll come in with the offering. Swung on a miss. Good pitch there. It's 1-1.
Limit the damage. Get out with 1. That'll be just fine. That's what you want to do in this situation. And Morgan right now, the ultimate for him, get out of this inning. Rams get a couple, 3 in the bottom, and then get out after 5. That would be the ultimate to save arms.
So it's 1 ball and 1 strike here with 2 on and only 1 out in the 4th. Central threatening. Pitch on the way is high. It's going to be pop foul toward the first base dugout. Ooh, and a nice dive by Weber, but you got to be careful, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, he dove and landed on the lip of the grass, and he dove the right way. Concrete stuff blocks underneath here around the backstop. Did a great job of trying to get there. His long arms just couldn't quite get it.
He did what he could to try to go after it. Did probably the best job that anybody could do to avoid actually crashing into the brick. Couldn't quite come up with it. I have 1-2 on the count.
As do I.
Okay, 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Central trying to add to this 1 run that they've scored thus far. Still have 8 more to answer. As Morgan will fire it in, and that's going to be a ground ball. Won't be enough for 2. Won't be enough for 1. No, it won't. That'll gobble up the second baseman. And it'll load the bases for Central.
Yeah. Becker's reached twice on errors today. That's the 3rd error on Mount Vernon today. That's one of those things we did not see yesterday. It's some shoddy fielding. Today it has been shoddy at best.
So now Central's threat continues, and the starting pitcher, Lake, has a chance to help erase his name from the book. He stands to be the loser at this point as he'll take a pitch outside. Ground out to second both times today, and it's going to be 0-1 to start. Rams Baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. 5 Jefferson County branches, responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Let Community First Bank be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Remember, FDIC goes low this time on the 0-1. Doesn't quite pay off. It's an even 1 ball, 1 strike count. Of course, Central High School, located in Breese, comprises much of Clinton County. 1-1. This one is going to be trouble. That's going to slice away, but takes a great hop back to Landon Thomas. Damage will be limited to a run on the RBI. As the throw will get away, Flink goes off of the ankles of Colt Metter back to the third base line and does the Rams a favor. But again, run scores, no out, and it's now 9-2.
This is one of those things you get to a dire spot here. Base hit here, base hit there. Watch out.
Should be Hemming, Becker, and Lake in order on the base paths for the Cougars. As that'll bring in Luke Jackson. He singled his last time up. It was later stranded. Right now it's 9-2 as the Cougars have scored twice here in the top of the 4th. Only 1 out, but the bases remain loaded. Center fielder playing straight away. The rest of the defense where it should be. Here with the bases juiced, but a great pitch for a first pitch strike to Jackson, and he'll fall behind 0-1. Rams team that'll usually show signs of brilliance defensively. Unfortunately, anything but today. 0-1 the count. Out of the windup will come Morgan, where he's much more effective, in my opinion. Fires another strike across the plate, and it's 0-2. Central is threatening, down just 9-2. Tying runs still a ways away, though, in the dugout. And here comes the next pitch to Jackson. He's going to plant that one foul. Look out. Near our buddy Juan over there.
People in the lot got to pay attention over there.
Good time.
Put them phones down when you're that close, kids. You can't get hit.
Yep.
That includes camera guys.
0-2 coming. On a miss. That's going to be a big strikeout for the second out. Good job by Tyler Morgan to recover after allowing a couple of runs here in the inning, but now he's back to be in the windup. Much more effective pitch.
Now, he can get something done here. You know, get out just 2. That's exactly what he has to do in this case, limit that damage.
Of course, one of our fine booster sponsors is Sarah Staley of Country Financial. What you don't know or understand about your existing policies can end up hurting you and your family. With the right help from Country Financial, almost any family can achieve financial security. Develop a plan to meet your goals with your Country Financial representative in Mount Vernon. Of course, we mean Sarah Staley. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Central here in the top of the 4th, threatening as they will send in the catcher Perez, who's 1 for 1. He's singled and walked. Good curveball that time. Fools Perez. 0-1. Front row.
Yep.
0-1 is the count. Oh, little man's over there. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Curveball. Well, maybe there's some trouble in Paradise. It's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. Central's played it a couple, which means the Rams are going to need at least 3 more now for any hopes of a short game. But Central may have other ideas with one of their top hitters, Perez, the cleanup spot in the order here at the plate. 0-2 coming. It's going to poke that foul. Look out.
They didn't even flinch.
Oh, they're brave out there.
Didn't even move.
Not at all.
Looking on their phones.
Like they're tasting automobiles.
Maybe I tweet something. Heads up in the parking lot for foul balls. Maybe one of them will have.
At WMIX Sports, you can follow us on the Twitterverse. The 0-2 coming. Ooh, misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
First time that's not been called, but 2 strikes today.
We're not going to complain. I will.
It doesn't matter for me.
You're right. Listen to us. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the bases juice. Morgan out of the windup will fire. Ooh, and this one's going to be to Williams. On the knees, he will get up and make the throw to first in time. Central scores 2, but they strand the bases loaded here in the 4th. Through 3.5, it's 9-2 Rams. This is Bound for the Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Spring is here, and just about everyone wants to be more mobile. Stop by TMS Mobility, a division of the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, for all your mobility product needs. They carry a large selection of scooters, wheelchairs, and so much more. Best of all, you can rent them by the day, week, or month. The staff at TMS Mobility can take care of billing your insurance, too. TMS also carries a large selection of vehicle lifts for your scooter. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service a 60-mile radius area. It's a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
TMS Mobility, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
So 2 runs on 3 hits in the 4th inning for the Central Cougars puts them somewhat back in striking distance, so still down a touchdown. It's 9-2 Mount Vernon as we head to the bottom half of the 4th. It'll be Matthew Williams, Sawyer Harrison, and Thomas Weber, 6, 7, and 8 in the Ram lineup to try to get those runs back.
Yeah. You know, wasn't bad. You got a lefty in now, so it's a little different look for Mount Vernon to have to deal with here in the bottom of the 4th. Mount Vernon is not unfamiliar with left-hand pitchers this year. They've seen several already.
I think the thing you've got to be concerned with if you're the Rams are the 3 errors defensively today. Very atypical for a Ram lineup.
Especially after yesterday's flawless performance out in the field.
Central, the name for the game for them has been the fact they've stranded 8 today unofficially. 2 runs on 6 hits with 1 error, 8 left aboard for Central. 9 runs on 11 hits, 3 errors. 5 left aboard for the Rams today.
Warm-ups being given. New pitcher, about 8 of them.
So Emmy will come in from right field, where he will pitch the 4th. Wow. This is how this works. Kleckner went 1. Only allowed 3 runs, I believe. All of them earned. And surrendered the better part of 3 hits. There you go. That's the book on Kleckner. And now our new pitcher is Emming. Richter is out in right field now. So we'll run down that modern day. We'll run down that Central defense for you. Dormeyer out in left. Lake now in center. Brandon Richter comes in right with Luke Jackson, Justin Becker, Dakota Auer, and Austin Rickoff from 3rd to 1st, as Perez remains a catcher and the new pitcher. Who's this guy?
There.
Yeah, Trevor Emming. So the first pitch to Williams. Batted foul. It's going to be 0-1. That or just got away. So no balls, 1 strike. Matthew gets the starter with Sawyer Harrison and Thomas Weber to follow in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch on the way from the lefty is going to tail inside. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike.
Quiet ball game.
You know what it is? Quiet fan bases here today. Not much going on.
Everybody's taking it in warm weather.
That they are. The 1-1 coming outside, low. 2 balls to the strike to Williams.
First real day you can wear short sleeves out here, too.
First day you can wear shorts and flip-flops. Miraculous. Oh, wow. Bill Morris is around here somewhere. 3-1 is the count now on Williams. Leads us off in the home half of the 4th, a 9-2 ball game. Rams lead Breese Central. They don't like to be called Breese Central, just Central Community High School. It's going to be up and a leadoff walk to Williams.
Pretty good pitch there.
Oh, looked pretty good.
Yeah. I
It
thought it
doesn't
was
make.
strike, but
I'm no
I
way.
know.
You don't know anything.
Nope.
Oh. So that'll bring in Harrison with a runner on and nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth, a 9-2 Ram lead. The lefty pitcher for Central, of course, is Emming, and this one is going to be sent into center field. Shouldn't be a problem for Lake. He'll make the grab. Retreating back to first base is Williams. And so the F8 will result in the first out of the inning.
Hard hit ball. It's right at somebody.
Oh, heavens. So this will bring in Thomas Weber's 2 of 2 today. A spot scored back in the third to make it 9-0. Pitch on the way to Thomas. He'll foul it right back. Look out, that was near the hole. Nothing to want.
Held that time.
Yeah, it did.
Hey, Hayden Paninsky back here.
He dresses Scott Gamber on senior night. Of course, we put that picture on the Twitterverse. I believe he follows us now. So should you at WMIX Sports. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Worth a guess. If you think you post a guy's picture, maybe he would. 0-1 coming. Misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's a Rome Hornet, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Proud grandma taught there many years. 1-1 the count with 1 out and a runner aboard. Here comes the pitch outside. Throw behind the runner, nothing's doing. That's a 2-1 count. Well, on the road tomorrow at Alsop, allegedly. See how that works out.
Triad beat Jerseyville Day baseball 7-0.
The always tough Valley.
Alton beat
One long
Coaching
exception.
softball 20-love.
That one was moved to Alton today. Originally scheduled to be at Cahokia as the next pitch to Weber. I thought it missed. That's 3-1. Am I wrong?
I have 3-1.
Well, there we go. So runner on first, 1 out, 3-1 counts on the batter, Weber. Lefty gets set. Here comes the pitch outside, and that'll be another walk. So it puts 2 aboard now for Hayden Paninsky in the bottom of the order. We'll have a courtesy runner for the catcher, Weber. It's going to be Clayton Reeves. So you know something's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, All Stars and Stitches is one of our booster sponsors. If you need something printed, see Big David, All Stars and Stitches. They even do apparel. Just west of Benton High School, or call All Stars at 435-5555. They also do full vehicle wraps. That's worth noting. Should you be buying maybe a vehicle for a business and need to dress it up a little bit. 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Paninsky steps in. Lefty's offering is on the way. He'll rip that. Oh, fair ball down the left field line. That's not fair.
I think it was.
No argument from Tim.
No, I think it was out in the grass. Can't tell where the mark's at.
So it's 0-1 with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Rams trying to get those runs back that they surrendered in the top half of the inning. Emming wants something to say about it as he'll miss outside, push it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the right-handed batter, Hayden Paninsky, who bunted his way on his last time. He's 1 for 1 today with a run scored. Of course, we'll see if we get that one in tomorrow. Here comes another one pushed outside. 2-1. Storms are going to threaten the region, I would say, probably late afternoon, early evening, according to the latest models. Percentages really jump up
after 3
around game time.
Yep.
So 2-1 on its way. Paninsky will bend his knees and launch it into the middle of the catcher Perez as he gets a hitter's count now, 3 balls and a strike.
Between 3 and 7 from St. Louis to Evansville, or I should say the area that we're in now in Mount Vernon.
Curious to see the mesoscale discussion going on right now.
Already moderate.
Nice. And that'll walk the bases loaded on the 3-1.
3 walks in the inning with the fly out. And Mr. Gines is going to get an AB here.
Wow. So, sub 1 St. Mary's night for another. So Zach Gines will get the at-bat here in the bottom of the fourth. Bases are loaded, 1 out. 9-2 ball game, and the Rams on top. Emming gets set. The lefty's offering is going to be plopped in foul territory. Sit right down there next to our official photographer. Did he catch it? No, he didn't even give it an effort.
No, that's terrible.
That's expensive camera equipment.
He is too upset that Derek Jeter still has not showed up yet. Or A-Rod.
Try not to have
or Teixeira. Or fill in the blank.
That's a bad deal. 0-1 the count on Giants. Here it comes outside. About belt high, outside and less.
As much money's missing that lineup is down there in his pocket.
Sure, we all wish that. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 gone with the bases loaded, home half of the 4th. Glad to have you with us on WMIX. Next pitch on the way, lays off. Good eye. 2-1.
Steinbrenner calls him. Little Steinbrenner. Hank says, hey, sign him. Yep. Uh-oh.
This won't end well.
No, it won't.
You wait to see.
I know it.
So the bases are loaded, 1 out. Central trails 9-2. I mean, trying to get the Cougars out of the inning. Maybe a double play ball, and it'll push it outside, 3-1.
I'd have to get a photographer down here to take pictures of people who won't be here when this one's over.
As long as nobody leaves with bracelets, I think we'll be okay. 3-1 to count on Giants. Batting for Pike here in the 4th with the bases loaded at 1 out. Rams are threatening to get those runs right back that they surrendered, and that'll be right across the plate. Good pitch from him. He tacks right back, and it's now full count.
Ah, there's the Bronx cheer.
Say what I need. I need to tell you about Community First Bank of the Heartland. See Joe David Cummins for a commercial loan, the president who sits right at the front door at Community First Bank. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. Full count offering, and that's going to miss outside, and that'll be an RBI base on balls for Zach. So he won't get the official at bat, but he'll get an RBI.
Yeah,
God bless
he'll
the
like
game of
it.
baseball.
And we'll have a pitching change, I would surmise.
So we'll see what happens here. Is it a bit of a jam? Is the pitcher Emmy? Bases are still loaded. 10-2 is your score. 1 out. And will step Landon Thomas, who could really bust it open here with a well-placed base hit. Of course, Young to follow here in the inning as we near the top of the 6 o'clock hour on WMIX, Mount Vernon, Marion, Terre Haute, I believe they say. It's a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Of course, courtesy of fine sponsors like Community First Bank and the Medicine Shop, who powers this break in the action. The Medicine Shop, of course, proud to offer customer service. It is their top priority. Dr. Eric Black and the staff at the Medicine Shop, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Pitching change. Just a visit. Hey, throw strikes, please. Help us out.
So Thomas will stand in. Left-handed bat versus left-handed pitcher. 1 out, the base is juiced, and that'll be a strike on the outside corner. Okay. 0-1. See what happens. Well plus base hit could end it.
That
we're in the 4th, aren't we?
That pitch hung. And Mr. Thomas missed his pitch. Now, if that's from a right-hand hitter, he probably sends it a long way. Left-hander might have threw him off there, but boy, that pitch hung in his wheelhouse.
0-2, the count, 1 out. Bases are loaded for LT. The pitcher, Evan, gets out of the windup. Lefty's offering, hangs again. Off the end of the bat, down to third base side. Jackson was kind of surprised by it. Throw's going to get away, and here comes Panitsky around to score. That'll make it 12-2. And second and third will be your runners. Nobody's back up on the play. That could have been dastardly for the Cougars, who now trail 12-2, down 10 here in the bottom of the 4th. We're in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Fort Square.
Dead to right, had the out, setting up for a 5-2-3 double play. And the throw was wide. The catcher fell down, runs scored, and now Mount Vernon has that 12-2 lead, looking for more.
The runners are at second and third for Colin Young. Hoping to put a big inning on the board here. We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game in our post-game show. Red Lake College, you can log on to rlc.edu to see how you can save thousands.
Umpire taking some time for the catcher, courtesy given by those two.
We always appreciate that. The JV won 16-0 in 5. Not bad.
Wind blowing out today, you get one out of that monstrosity in left field. That 200-foot wall there at the right field spot near the railroad track.
Like 568 feet to straightaway.
And it used to be deeper than that. They moved that home plate stuff up about a decade, 15 years ago. It used to be farther back than that.
So we'd have parking space now. Football. 1-0 coming. If it's outside, that's not the reason at all.
Allegedly, the story goes, in an Allegiant game back in the day, former Cardinal Cub, twin, et cetera, Gary Gaetti launched one and hit one on top of that building out there. Now, I don't know if that's true or just a wives' tale, but that's what they always said.
Nice.
Center field building.
2 on, 1 out. Ooh, and that will be ball 3 in the dirt to Young, who's walked twice today, scored twice, had a single back in the first. Let's see. So the JV Rams win 16-0 over Central in 5 innings. Centralia was trailing Edwardsville in the bottom of the 5th, 5-1. Harrisburg last check was beating Carmi. Here comes outside to Young, and that'll walk the bases loaded. I believe it's 2-0. Harrisburg over Carmi in the 5th. Softball action. Wayne City leads Hamco. That's Hamilton County or McLeansboro, if you will. 8-7. That's in the bottom of the 6th. These scores and more presented by Tony Wilk, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony in his office. Log on to TonyWilk.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep about town and get to a better state with State Farm.
Yeah, comedians now coming out on Twitter.
Boy, we need something.
Yeah, somebody needs to stick the camera because their funny business work comedian-wise isn't going very well.
Oh, my gosh. That's not good. Ouch. Remember what you did and I made fun of? Yeah, it's happened again.
Twice over.
That's what they say. Went higher that time, too.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what am I looking for on here?
Yeah, I got that tweet.
What am I doing? Oh, they're
right. Lefty warm-up, number 24 in now for Central.
Gunner? Shumard is what I'm going to go with. Or it could be Shumard. Shumard. I'll go with Shumard.
It was the 5th.
Either way.
AJ leads Goreville 9-5 in softball.
Really? Goreville's been struggling the past few games. Of course, Nashville's lost 2 in a row.
Well, Nashville's lost twice to Pinckneyville in conference.
Yeah.
Kind of like last year, the state champ in 2A didn't win their conference. Carterville's that team knocking people off left and right. They got DuQuoin yesterday, 1-0. They beat Nashville last week, so Brett Dials got things rolling down there in Lady Lion Land. Carterville baseball can't buy a run some days.
It's an interesting season.
We got a lefty knuckleball thrower. That is awesome.
So the line right now on Hemming as he goes a third of an inning, no hits, 3 runs all earned thus far, 4 walks and no strikeouts. So I'll go shoot. What would you go with?
I would go Shumard.
Okay.
That's what I would go with based on.
That's what I was thinking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks, an error, and an out in this inning. That'll get you some big numbers on the board.
Ooh, I did miss a walk. Good call. And so that'll bring in, who else but Colton Metter with the bases loaded again. He's paid dividends thus far on the season. Was batting .379 coming into today. Ooh,
yeah.
Waves at the first pitch.
Somebody wanted to hit one out there on Veterans.
Oh, that'd be quite the task.
That'd
be
a
guy NES.
Colton Metter was ready to swing at anything that came up there.
So, 0-1 the count to Colton. 1 out, the bases loaded, and he'll send one foul behind him.
Colton's gunning a little bit, which is not wrong with that with a twin-run lane. You get something in your wheelhouse.
No, sir. Second Chance Auto, one of our fine booster sponsors. Largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced at $10,000 in one location. See the folks at Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East. 0-2 flutters around on the knuckle. Bounces off the top of this here pavilion, so they say, and it's going to remain 0-2 now to Colton. Bases are loaded, 1 out, 12-2 score in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The Rams are up the necessary 10 to force Central to their last chance at the top of the 5th. This one's going to scoot outside. It'll be 1-2.
A little more selective, Mr. Metter, that time.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases are loaded. Metter is going to pop this one sky high, right side of the infield.
Fly.
Well, makes the grab. An infield fly has been called. If you didn't hear DC say, you probably hear umpires who are loud today, and that is a great thing. I appreciate that.
Never know.
So with 2 outs and the bases remaining loaded, it'll be up to Pat the Bat to keep the inning alive, maybe get some insurance on this 10-run lead. The lefty Schumard gets set. Here comes. Tomahawk swing. That's hitting out of play. It's definitely fouled on the right field line, and it's 0-1 Nebraska. Rams batted around here in the 5th. They batted around in the 1st, almost batted around in the 4th. Almost batted around in the 3rd. And now here in the 4th, they have. I don't know why I keep thinking it's the 5th inning. Maybe it's wishful thinking. It'd be over because it's the 5th. But be that as it may, we all move on. The bases are loaded with 2 outs for Pat Bradford. 1 for 2 today with an RBI double and a run scored as the next pitch sails high and away, 1-1.
base hit. Maybe one more or two more runs. It kind of feels secure.
See what happens. A 1-1 coming. Ooh. Just snuck underneath the bat of Bradford as he laid off, and it's 1-2.
Handcuffing.
Not much he could do. Of course, when you're in handcuffs, it does become increasingly difficult to do much. See if Schumer can get the Cougars out of the inning here. Goes knuckle, tapped foul just off of the middle of the catcher, Perez.
Hey, Matthew Williams back here again. Nice to see him. Take that foul ball. He's busy.
Takes care of it.
They can hear us. They don't want to admit it. All you got to do is say,
hear us all the way out there.
Yeah. Cheeseburger.
1-2 coming. Oh, outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yep. Easy.
No kidding,
Jordan. You want to see the rest of it.
Got to settle down.
Well, a 10-run game, you can chill.
It's a 2-2 count. Here comes, and that's going to be raked to the center field. Lake will make the grab. Stays put, makes it off the shoe top. And the Rams strand, the bases loaded here in the 4th. We're through 4. 12-2 Mount Vernon. This is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality, new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties, honest deals, and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Back to Rams baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we'll get back to the last chance top of the 5th for the Central Cougars. They will send up Rickoff, Dormeyer, and Auer, barring any changes to the Central lineup.
Mount Vernon gets 3 outs before the Cougars can score a run. It's time to go home early. Not based on yesterday, just based on innings played.
And that'll bring up, should be 5, 6, and 7 in the Central lineup. Rickoff, Dormeyer, and Auer, as we told you. Morgan going to be allowed to try to close it out and pick up his own win today. 12-2 is the score. First pitch is going to be a fastball, sent foul over the first base dugout out of play, and it's quickly 0-1. Rams baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. 5 Jefferson County locations and responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Wild pitch on the 0-1. Turns into a 1-1 count here on the batter, Rickoff. Central's down to their final 3 outs. Last chance for the Cougars. I believe they are back in action tomorrow, weather permitting. 1-1 en route. This is low, 2-1. What's today, 17th?
All day long.
So they play Redbud tomorrow at home, weather permitting. And the 2-1 cometh. The 2-1 fouled us off. That's 2-2. Don't have that wall to cross up on. Yep. Thanks. So it's a 2-2 count on the batter, Rickoff, to get us going here in the top of the 5th. Last chance for Central. And this one's going to be off of the glove of the pitcher, Morgan, and safe at first will be Rickoff.
Can't blame Morgan for making the play, but they do tell you as the pitcher, if you can't field it cleanly, don't touch it, because things like that will happen.
So it puts a base runner aboard and a chance to extend this game for the Cougars, as we will see Joey Dormeyer now. 1 for 2. He had a run scored after his single back in the 4th. Half of the offensive output for Central today. So Rickoff seems to be eyeing an aggressive lead off of first base, as the pitch will be thrown outside and missing off of the corner to Dormeyer. He gets ahead of the count here, 1-0. Should the Rams have to come back and bat in the fifth, it'd be Williams, Harrison, and Weber, just like it was an inning ago. 1-0 pitch on the way, and this one's going to be popped, foul, first base side. Metter will get chased. That shades toward the dugout, but he'll make the grab.
Nice play.
Cleared just enough of the fence, and that's one away.
Yeah, got around the dugout railing, got to the corner, made sure he knew where he was at, playing here at home, made a nice catch one-handed.
So one away, and with a runner on, that'll bring up Dakota Hauer, who is 1 for 2 today. Single back in the second, walked in the fourth, and scored. Trying to keep this game alive. Last chance, of course, is here in the fifth for Central. Morgan out of the stretch. Will come home with it. This one's going to be tapped just past the glove of Morgan. Got to stop that. It's the second for one, to first for the other. It's safe at first base, and that'll keep it alive.
Fielder's choice. Good hustle by Hauer getting down the line. Nice play. Could have just jogged it out, being down 10, but hustled it out, legs out to fielder's choice.
Glad to have those of you who have stuck with us in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. See the all-new 2013 Ford F-150 at Ford Square, or browse their selection online at FordSquare.com. 2 outs, a runner on first base for the left-handed bat. Looks like the pitcher Schubert. See what they come with here. Morgan out of the stretch, looks in. Pitch on the way is going to be in the dirt. Bounces around, good block by Weber, and it's 1-0. Schubert.
Could be Schumard.
Could be anything. Could be Schumard. Could be Schumard. One of those wrestle that. Don't worry about it. In the dugout. We get to the reserves names. 1-0. In the dirt, quickly 2-0 to Schumard. Runner on first base for the Cougars. Last chance here. They're down 12-2 in the top of the fifth with 2 outs. Should this final out come, we'll head right to our Schmitz Chevrolet postgame show after our end-of-game break. Sizable lead. The lead increases for Hauer off of first base. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be swung on a miss, 2-1.
We're going to get one more out. It'd be bonus for Mount Vernon. Complete game, one pitcher get a win. Have the staff ready to go.
Have some innings eaten is the most important part, and still get that victory. 15-5, looking for number 16, as this will catch the inside corner. It's 2-2 now. 1 strike away from a win are the Rams here on a Wednesday afternoon, where at one point we weren't so certain that this one was going to get in. That was a lot of rain that dumped in a hurry, but luckily the field was able to take it. 2-2 the count. Final strike, maybe? Nope, it's going to miss low and inside. Full count.
Runner will be off from first with 2 outs.
You can follow us on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. Don't forget, Rams baseball powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. 5 Jefferson County locations. Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. Full count. Make or break. Can be fouled off line over the third base dugout. And that'll keep it alive for Central. But will it be all for naught? Game's about an hour and 42 minutes old. Here comes the next one. This one's going to be sent to left. Bradford will be on the run. Unable to make the grab. So this will stay alive for the Cougars. They're going to wave the run around to score to try to keep it alive as Hauer will come in. And it's 12-3. We'll see another inning.
Yep. Got over his head. Didn't judge the wind very well. Didn't touch it. Double an RBI. And that will mean baseball will continue here in the bottom half of this inning.
Hauer, who reached on a fielder's choice, ends up coming around to score and making it 12-3. So we will see the bottom of the fifth inning now. 12-3 ball game. In steps the lefty, Richter. Round into a fielder's choices last time up. Takes a first pitch ball low, and it's 1-0.
That's a good pitch.
So Central is still threatening here with a runner on second base. So it's an RBI chance in a 12-3 ball game. Rams just need that final out. In this case, number 15 was the toughest to get. Tomahawk ground ball, first base side, picked up by Metter, no problem. So we'll take a minute break, come back with the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 12-3 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount, too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers. We'll look at your next round weather. A strong thunderstorm in spots this evening, otherwise breezy and warm tonight, a low 67. Tomorrow mostly cloudy, windy, and warm. Strong to severe thunderstorms crossing the area, especially during the afternoon and evening. These storms can bring damaging winds, even an isolated tornado, a high of 79. Late tomorrow night, lingering clouds, breezy, cooler, a low 42. And Friday, just a stray morning shower, otherwise breezy and colder. Clouds will break for some afternoon sun. Next round weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball, WMIX, WMIXsports.com, as we're in the bottom half of the fifth inning. You're just joining us. Matthew Williams, of course, flew out to right field, and that'll bring up Sawyer Harrison, who's behind the count, 0-1. So the Rams had, you want to call it the screw up at Central, dead to rights in the bottom half of the fourth. Going into the top of the fifth, they give up that lone run, and that's proved costly thus far. It's now a 12-3 ball game. So a loud foul down the right field line. It's 0-2 to Sawyer Harrison.
This played ball gives you an extra run. Now you got to play a little extra baseball. See, Mount Vernon, their goal should be to get a run in this inning and end it, not have to play the seventh in the field.
0-2 count on the third baseman, Harrison, who was hit and scored back in the third inning for his own offense today. The 0-2 coming, ground ball, second base side. Somebody's got to cover first base. It's going to be a foot race, and who finally gets it either way? Did it finally end up in the glove of the first baseman, Rickoff? It did. 4-3 is your second out.
Yeah, that's when you got to talk. First baseman's got to know how far they can go over. Here comes the main man in. Hey, look at this. He's been chasing foul balls all day.
So Clayton Reeves will bat for the catcher, Thomas Weber.
8-2, Harrisburg beat the Carmine today.
There you go. It's 12-3 here, 9-run ball game. That's scoreboard update. The Wayne City beats Amco in softball 8-7. It's presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. Try to see if we can get that. Orphans update in a moment. The JV Rams beat Central 16-0 in 5. Popped foul on the first pitch seen by Reeves, set behind us. Took a wild bounce. It's going to be 0-1 for Clayton. Bulldogs of Harrisburg, of course, after that 8-2 win at Carmine, are now 17-2. Tony Wilt, State Farm, for all your insurance needs. Find that white State Farm Jeep around town. Log on to TonyWilt.com or look in his office. Get you a better state with State Farm. Even count of 1 ball, 1 strike to Reeves, batting for Weber. Rams had a chance to win it in short game fashion, but it appears this game's going to continue for a short while. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX. Holly Carroll doing a great job back in our Mount Vernon studio. We appreciate her as always. The 0-1 pitch is going to be popped up to the right side. Not a problem for Hour. We head to the top of the sixth. Still more baseball to come. 12-3 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Do you farm or operate an agriculture-based business? Then Community First Bank is for you. Hi, I'm Steve Down, Agribusiness Lending Officer at Community First Bank. With our roots firmly planted in Jefferson County, we offer the stability, strength, and personal attention that you deserve. Community First Bank wants to be your financial partner with customized products for both your personal and farm banking needs. Stop by any of our 5 convenient Jefferson County locations to see how we can help your business grow.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Don't just dream about a better job. Go get it with scores of programs that take 2 years, 1 year, or even just a few months to complete. Red Lake College is your gateway to a career you'll love. From nursing to coal mining, from computer programming to cosmetology, and everything in between. Red Lake College is affordable, convenient, and ready to get you trained for your new job fast. Call us at 618-437-5321 or visit us at rlc.edu.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Good grief. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside as we head to the top of the 6th inning. For Central, it will be, should be top order, right? My book's messed up. 9-1-2? Yep. There we go. We got it figured out now. Details in this one, the Rams lead 12-3. Had it shut down in 5, going to get that 15th out, and a run came to score for Central. Now it's 12-3 as we head into the south half of the 6th inning. It will... I don't care about Twitter, iPad. I want to know who the heck this is. As Central's brought in some of their JV crew who lost to the Rams 15-0, and this will be a right-handed batter who takes a first pitch ball in the dirt for 1-0.
That's a 90th pitch by my count for Mr. Morgan. Probably definitely be his last inning.
Here comes the 1-0. That's going to be a hard hit ground ball through the left side. Nope, good pickup by Williams. High throw, and that's going to get away with nobody to back up. I think it's going to be safe anyway.
Yeah, because he was there anyway.
Well, that's really not batter, Becker. So I did mess up my book. Of course, Thomas Weber on in relief of the pitcher Morgan here in the 6th, and it's a 12-3 ball game. So that's why Thomas is no longer catching. So Colin Young is in the catch. We're glad to have you with us on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Here comes the pitch on the way, and that's going to be right down the middle of the lake. It's 0-1.
Morgan goes 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Can be the winner, can't be the loser.
So with a runner on first, nobody out here in the 6th tries to drop down a butt. The lefty Lake does, and doesn't pull back. It's a strike. Nope, it's not. 1-1. See, the JV teams are back. Rams picked up a big JV win over Mount Vernon Township High School, district number 201. The runner's going. Will be fouled off and having to go back as Becker to first base.
AJ beat Goreville in softball 12-5.
More Tony Wilkes scoreboard updates. Get to a better state with State Farm. 0-2 is the count. 1-2. The lefty Kellen Lake, 1 on and nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 12-3 ball game. The Rams are up 9. Weber looks in, finds a sign. This was going to be fouled off to the left side as the sun shines behind us.
Clear day.
Yeah,
St. Louis West, though, it's not. Little action in the Columbia, the St. Louis region, Jeff City.
So the Cougars are trying to threaten here and make a comeback up in the 6th with a little aggressive base running. The runner was going. It's tapped foul again. And we'll do it all over.
Surprise, being down 9, they would steal.
On deck, of course, is Luke Jackson, the third baseman. A runner on and nobody out. Central trying to keep it going into the 7th, trying to go the duration. It's a 12-3 ball game. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. As that pitch will miss up and away. I have 2-2. Am I wrong?
I have 1-2.
See what happens. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now with a runner on. Here comes. Swung and a miss. Won't matter. That'll be the first out of the strikeout as Weber picks up his first K.
Nice pitch by Mr. Weber. Nice to see him mature and get better this year coming in the pin situation.
So now 1 out, but still the runner on first. Jackson's 1 of 3, struck out twice today. This will be his first action against Weber as that is fouled back behind us to fall behind to 0-1. 5 runs in the first made it look like it was going to be an early day for the Rams, but then just a run in the second and 3 runs apiece in the third and fourth. They've given us our 12th runs for the Rams. 2 runs in the fourth, 1 run in the fifth. It made it 12-3. Rams looked like they were going to get the 10-run early victory as this will be fouled off on the 0-1 over our right shoulder. 0-2. When you're at the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour, WMIX Mount Vernon. Online at WMIXsports.com. 2-hour game. Yep. See what Jackson can do here. Did you say? Bouchel? They call him safe. He was leaning. Gum's losing its flavor. I don't even know why I'm chewing gum during the broadcast.
Yeah, it was leaning that time.
0-2 the count, a runner on, 1 out. Central trying to make something happen here in their half of the 6th. Pitch on the way, it's going to miss outside. So a 1-2 count. You're on Jackson, Perez to follow. Rams are back in action allegedly tomorrow at Althoff, weather permitting, of course. The significant threat of the weather is right at game time, so we'll see what happens there. If they decide to make the trip over, if they just decide to go with the next conference rain date, which is a date in May.
That's the whole thing about it. Everybody will let out early for snow, but stuff like that happens. Nobody lets out. It's always interesting.
2-2 the count, 1 gone, a runner aboard. The pitch on the way is going to be fouled back. Doing a great job of staying alive is Jackson, the third baseman. Kind of curious to see what Central puts together here in the 6th. Backs to the wall, down 9. They'll tag on him this time. Nope, tag wasn't down. Good throw,
He had
good
a
move.
step before he got back in, did Becker, because he had a step going the other way.
Good footwork, though, twice by Weber. That's a good move. Just couldn't get it that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. They'll try again. This time not quite as close. Of course, Community First Bank is the official voice of the Rams here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. 5 Jefferson County branches. Responsive quality service for all of your accounts. 2-2 is going to be sent, lifted into right field. Gines will come on to make the play, and there's your second out. So after leading off with a single, Becker has not been allowed to advance. Hasn't gotten the help he needs. Now to bring in Perez, who's 1 for 2 today with a single and a walk. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We have a Facebook page, exclusive website at WMIXsports.com, where you'll find archives of all of our broadcast scores and more video highlights. First pitch misses outside to the right-handed Perez, 1-0. For the Rams in the bottom half of the inning. Should be the bottom of the order with Peninsky, number 9, Gines, and Thomas, 1-2. Tomahawk swing on the 1-0, fouled off over the batting cage, and it'll be 1-1.
Pitch up in his eyes, was gunning for it.
Weber can come back with here on the 1-1. 2 outs, a runner aboard for Central here in their half of the 6th. Rams can shut it down in the bottom half of the inning if they can get that run. Turns on 1 to the deep down the left field line and foul. It'll be 1-2.
Off the inside silver fence, wasn't home run distance. Nice long loud strike. That'll be about it.
We'll get back to play here in just a moment on a 1-2 count to Perez. 2 outs and a runner on first base. It's Becker who led off the inning with a single. Oh, comes back with a good breaking pitch on the outside corner. Backward strikeout, and down go the Cougars in the 6th. Through 5.5, it's 12-3 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, Jerry Newman. Does State Farm offer more discounts to more drivers?
Yep, like the good driver discount.
So it's for good, but not great drivers.
No, Jerry. There's also the multi-line discount.
For calling from multiple lines while driving.
You should never use a phone while driving.
I only make calls from my car when I'm stuck in a ditch or something.
Are you in a ditch?
Yes, I am.
State Farm offers more discounts to more drivers than any other insurance company. Get to a better state.
One more reason to call State Farm agent Tony Wilton Mount Vernon at 242-1421.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois welcomes Dr. Beth Conrarty to their medical staff. Dr. Conrarty specializes in comprehensive pain management using a multidisciplinary team approach by working with other specialists for optimal diagnosis and treatment of pain. Dr. Conrarty will treat most conditions of the spine, including management of cancer pain. Dr. Beth Conrarty, helping to make life better day after day at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois in Mount Vernon. Call 618-242-3778.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Weathers Broadcasting, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning where 9-1-2 will be due up for the Rams, who lead Central 12-3. Thought they had it 1-5. Gave up that run with 2 outs in the top of the fifth, and that could force regulation unless they get a run in this bottom half of the sixth.
It could. We'll see what Mount Vernon has in them here in this inning.
Of course, we had a rain shower, a thunderstorm popped through at about 3:25. Looked like it significantly dampened the field, but it was just going to be basically just save Quinn McClure some trouble as he didn't have to spray it down with the hose. Field looks great, and since then, the Rams put 12 runs on the board. Schumer comes out for another inning of work for Central after shutting them down in 1 2/3.
Don't believe this side of town got as much rain as even over by Walmart. I mean, that's kind of how it was.
Watching the radar last night, zoomed in deep enough to where I could see veterans and this area, and trace amount of rain. So the Rams will start off with the right-handed Beninsky. The left-handed Knuckler fouls one high, and
it's the bubble effect here.
Yeah. Alfie didn't want the count to Beninsky. Here comes another. Whack, that foul. 0-2.
And here comes Zach Gines.
He's focused.
Yeah, he didn't hear us.
Maybe
he's not used to running over here like that, so he may not know yet.
Can't catch him off guard.
No.
Snowballs, 2 strikes here for Hayden Paninsky, who has had a pretty good day at the plate. He scored twice, reached base all 3 times. Now takes one inside on the corner, 1-2. That looks pretty good.
Got to punch that one, I think. I'm just here.
The ticket that needs validated.
Good.
So 1-2 is the count here on Paninsky. Starts off here in the bottom of the 6th, a 12-3 ball game. Oh, and it comes inside, 2-2. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. 2-2's coming. Ooh, flutters, and that's going to be a tomahawk ground ball to short. Shouldn't be a problem for Becker. He'll fire across the diamond. 6-3 is your first down here in the home half of the 6th inning.
Wind picking up a little bit. Wind tonight and tomorrow is going to be pretty brisk out of the southwest. Usually towards the evening won't be bad. It's hard to believe they scheduled frost for Saturday morning.
Scheduled it, huh?
What it said. Scheduled for. Jack will be around.
Here comes. First pitch to Gines. Going to miss outside. The right-hander ahead here. 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning, if you're just joining us, it's a 12-3 ball game. 12 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors for the Rams. 3 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Central. Those are the details thus far. 1-0 coming. Going to miss outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases are empty with 1 out here for the Rams. I might have seen them into here. After going an hour 24 yesterday, we were spoiled. 2 hours and 3 minutes here today, and it's going to be swung on a miss on a foul tip, actually. Good one.
Losing money.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, man. 2-1 the count. Here it comes. Ooh, just misses low. Squeeze. 3-1. I don't know about that. I'm hungry.
They're baiting.
I need lunch today.
Subway.
What's in Mount Carmel today, oddly enough?
Chicken freshly.
3-1, and it's going to be a pitch that misses.
6 sandwiches.
Yeah, huh? Got it.
I had that. Yep. Corn dog, I'm not a corn dog guy. That's what the school had today. Couldn't do the corn dog. Now tomorrow, I can do.
Anyhow, this is a lovely Mount Carmel today on a beef mission. Maybe they're extend a branch. Not really.
Uh-oh.
Good times. So Thomas will stand in a lefty-lefty matchup as it misses outside.
Did you go visit any of our friends over there?
No.
Okay.
Well, it depends on who you mean. This is our lovely sister station over there.
Administrator?
No.
Okay.
Nope. He was busy. I was busy. 1-0 coming. Going to be sent the opposite way. Will it sneak through? No, Becker's over there to make the play. 6 unassisted is the second out.
Patience. Got to wait back on those slow ones.
Rams baseball, of course, presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. See Bria Ashby and Mount Vernon, and welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. She's the Young Professional of the Year. Congratulations to Bria at Community First Bank. They'll look the runner back. Gines back to first base.
Not going anywhere down 9. 9 runs. He's not. Don't even look over there.
So a little bit of a lead off of first base for Gines, and a first pitch strike across the outside corner to Young, who's 1 of 1. He's walked 3 times today, scored twice. Good day in Mount Carmel. Better road trip back. 0-1 coming. Fouled off. First base dug out of play. Nothing to do. Like to bob and weave on the way back to the various rural areas. See,
a.k.a. killing time.
Got me figured out. 0-2 coming. In the dirt as the runner goes. Giants will be safe without a throw, and it's 1-2 now to Young.
Well, stolen base. Okay, so I was incorrect. What do I know?
Yeah.
I don't think that was the baseball plan.
That or they just want to end it.
No, I don't believe that was the attack.
You see some evidence.
I saw some evidence of shrugging.
Let's see, the 0-2 coming from the lefty to the righty Young. In the dirt, should be 2-2 now. My apologies.
You tip the cap and go, it's not what we wanted, and you go on. That's what he's going to go over. Yeah, that's what he's going to say. Talking about base running, get a kid up 9, down 9. Unwritten rules.
2-2 the count on Colin Young with 2 outs and a runner on third. A base hit obviously would end it here in the 6th, but an out sends us to the top of the 7th, and yet the final last chance for the Cougars. Schumer to the lefty knuckleballer. Gets set, here it comes. Ooh, that's going to be high. I have full count.
That's what I have.
So full count for Young, who's walked his last 3 plate appearances. Got a base hit, scored back in the first. Of course, it was easy going back in that bottom half of the first inning, in which the Rams scored 5. Next one on the way. Has to swing at this. Off the bat. Could drop for a base hit. That'll end the ball game. The Rams are going to win this 13-3. So an RBI single by Colin Young will end it, and we will take you to the Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. End of game break is next. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, I'm Bria Ashby with Community First Bank. It's always my goal to make the transition to Community First Bank as easy as possible for our customers. Our handy switch kit helps in doing just that. Whether it's direct deposit, auto transfers, or online banking, I'm here to help. Come see me at our 42nd Street location to open your account today, and let me remind you how banking should be. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's hard not to keep dreaming about all the fun that lies ahead in the summer months. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer at King City Chrysler, Mount Vernon. Maybe you need a new Chrysler Town & Country before you head on to a summer vacation. Or perhaps you should look at a new Dodge Grand Caravan before loading up the kids for that next excursion. Right now you can save $2,750 on your new minivan with $2,000 in customer cash plus an owner loyalty discount of $750. Or qualified buyers can choose 0% financing for 60 months. Your summer getaways and family adventures just became a lot easier with these amazing incentives on the Dodge Grand Caravan and Chrysler Town & Country. King City Chrysler has over 25 minivans in stock just for you. Browse our inventory online at kingcitychrysler.com or see one of our associates at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
What does technology sound like? Is it the clang of heavy machinery, the beeps and chirps of an electronic gadget? At the new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, technology sounds a little something like this.
It's the sound of a young girl excited because her mom's being released the same day as her minimally invasive surgery. Thanks to the Da Vinci surgical robot, our surgeons' hand motions are seamlessly translated into smaller, more precise movements. But surgery isn't the only way Good Samaritan is raising the bar for advanced healthcare in Southern Illinois.
That's the sound of a patient's health record being updated and stored electronically for immediate access by nurses, primary care doctors, and specialists alike. That's why soon, the new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center will use all electronic patient health records. Less paper translates to faster, better care for you. And that sounds a little something like this.
The new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, raising a hospital, raising the bar.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday Sports Show? WMIXsports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting. This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball on WMIX. The Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show starts now.
And we welcome you back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field in WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. And Rams win this one in 6 by a final of 13-3. Schmidt Chevrolet, of course, SchmidtChevrolet.com. We take a look at the Heartland County postgame.
Breese Central had 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, 9 left on base. Mount Vernon 13 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors, 6 left on base. Tyler Morgan is the winning pitcher. Kellen Lake is the losing pitcher. The game took 2 hours and 7 minutes. Mount Vernon goes to 16-5 on the season with a 13-3 win in 6 innings over Breese Central.
Heartland County, get started right. Let them help make your business a success. They are your small business experts. Heartland County, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. 13-3 final. Rams win by 10 here in 6 innings. It's a short game, but not by much. We have a Red Lake College player of the game coming up. We have plenty more to talk about here on our Schmidt Chevrolet post-game show. This is Rams Baseball. We'll take a break from WMIX Sports.
I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers. We'll look at your next round weather. A strong thunderstorm in spots this evening. Otherwise breezy and warm tonight, a low 67. Tomorrow mostly cloudy, windy, and warm. Strong to severe thunderstorms crossing the area, especially during the afternoon and evening. These storms can bring damaging winds, even an isolated tornado, a high of 79. Late tomorrow night, lingering clouds, breezy, cooler, a low 42. And Friday, just a stray morning shower, otherwise breezy and colder. Clouds will break for some afternoon sun. Next round weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Your future is calling. With a GED test and some help from Rend Lake College, you can answer the call. The current test expires at the end of 2013, and your scores will expire too if you don't finish and pass the test by then. Don't feel prepared? Don't worry, we can help. Visit finishtheged.com to learn more. Don't miss the chance to turn one small step into your next big opportunity, like college, a better job, and the respect you deserve. Finish your GED by the end of 2013. Questions? Call Rend Lake College's Adult Education and Literacy Department today at 437-5321.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Got a silver radio in my ear. Freaking me out. Anyhow, Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside you. Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. We need a Red Lake College player of the game. Pretty solid.
Well, Tyler Morgan gave out 5 strong innings to get the win, and much-needed inning eater here today for the Rams. He did a good job on the bump.
There you go. Red Lake College, save thousands as your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to see how you can save big money and see which more than 100-degree certificate program is right for you. Allegedly, we are on the air tomorrow. We as a collective unit. 4:15 your pregame. 4:30 is your first pitch from out off. That's Whitey Herzog Field. It'll be the Rams, the Crusaders. Of course, that is, as we told you, weather permitting. Next broadcast after that would be the Saturday Sports Show on Saturday after the 8 o'clock news. We hope you'll tune into both on AM 940 and WMIXSports.com. For Danny Czerwinski, for Holly Carroll, for everyone at WMIX Sports, thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. I'm Chris Hugo, reminding you of the final details and the final score. The Mount Vernon Rams defeat the Central Cougars by a final of 13-3. Good night from the King City.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at WMIXSports.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to personal banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ren Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Sarah Staley, your country financial agent. Heartland Accounting. And by Central Christian Church. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music. WMIX. Find archived broadcasts of Rams baseball at WMIXSports.com.